listening to New Kids on the Pod with your hosts, Momba, Tony D, and JYD.
Make it bounce, make it jiggle, what you sitting on? You know that you're gon' break it down to the floor. Break it down, move around, what you sitting on? You know that you're gon' break it down to the floor. Make it bounce, make it jiggle, what you sitting on? That ass make a brother need crash, assuring the booty get any bigger.
Hello, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to New Kids on the Pod. I am one of your hosts, JYD, and with me, as always, is Tony D, and the big one, the brash one, the lovely one, sexy Momba.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that lovely intro, Junkyard.
You're welcome.
How come I get such a great intro and Tony gets a just...
I mean, look at him.
I mean, he gets an acknowledgement, but...
That's all he needs. Look at him.
Well, that's because today's not about me. Because, I'm after, how long have we been doing this? And I'm always carrying the show.
Yeah.
So right. I figured today, do things a little differently. Maybe let you guys kind of, start pulling your weight.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
Contribute a little more.
I think our biggest episodes are the episodes where you weren't there.
Exactly.
Actually, that's completely false.
Is that true,
Because we checked the numbers, and those two episodes,
were the best.
Yeah.
Especially considering
they were the best.
Considering they were on holidays, they were the best.
Yeah, they were on holidays.
Those holiday episodes blew out the rest of our holiday episodes.
Okay, that is a complete lie.
It is true.
So those two episodes had pretty much the lowest numbers, and then as soon as I came back, the numbers shot back up. And then Junker was like, "Oh, that's because it was the holidays
it was the
blah
holidays.
blah blah." And
we did fantastic.
I was like, "Look, Junker, I understand. You don't work for MasterCard. You don't work for Visa, so you will not give credit where credit is due. I understand that."
You're dumb as hell. But I mean, Momba.
Since he's carrying the show, go ahead.
No, I said I was carrying the show. Not today though. Today I'm gonna see what you guys, what you guys can do. It's time to see what you guys can bring to the table. So go ahead, wow me.
Who gave you that?
Wow me.
Why do you have that phone case?
I am not being wowed.
On your phone.
What kind of fake phone case is it?
Oh, you like my case?
For those, don't hide it with your hand. Show it to Junkyard.
He's seen it already.
Oh.
What is that?
It's a Disney case.
Why do you have a Disney case?
Don't worry about why I have a Disney case.
It's with Mickey
and
Minnie smooching each other.
Wow.
Why do you have that?
Yeah, why do you have that?
Well, it was a gift.
From who?
I mean, it's rude if I if I don't use it.
I don't think that sounds like it would be a gift. I think something you would buy on your own.
I mean, if it was on sale, maybe.
Is there some sort of symbolism behind that?
Yeah, I like the case.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fun. But it doesn't even protect your phone.
Is your screen cracked?
Remember, you gave me so much shit because I bought this very economical $5 case.
And how's your screen?
And you were like, it doesn't protect the bezel. It doesn't protect the front. There's nothing on there. That's just,
and how is your
rubber?
How is your phone, by the way?
Huh?
How is your phone?
It is slightly cracked.
Slightly cracked. Okay.
It's not like one of those.
So it's cracked.
Not one of those cracked phones.
It's cracked. It's a cracked phone.
It is slightly cracked. It's not on
There's
the
no
main
such
part.
thing as slightly cracked.
It's
It's either cracked or it's not.
It's at the top where nobody
cracked.
touches it. It's at the top where nobody touches
Your phone is cracked. Because you're a troglodyte. You fumble it around with your big ass hands, and you're always dropping it.
You don't even notice it. Look, you can't see it.
Oh, you can't see the big ass crack right there?
That is no big ass crack.
That is a big ass crack.
That's a slight.
You probably get shards of glass whenever you put that phone to your ear.
You ever see?
It's a good thing nobody ever calls you.
You ever see somebody who has their phone screen completely shattered, and you wonder how they use it? If you're playing a game and you swipe up or down really hard,
you have no thumb.
You're gonna ruin your fingerprints.
It's every time they're done, they gotta shake it off.
They got glass in their
excess
fingers.
glass.
To get a new phone already.
So what's going on, guys? What's new? Anything new?
I like your pants, Junker.
Nothing much.
Thanks.
I guess we should apologize for not recording last week.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. A couple of ladies here didn't want to show up.
So, you know what it is? I was thinking about it. It was why don't I like showing up? Because I have to do all the work.
You have to do none of the work.
Yes, I do.
What work do you have to do?
I have to do the hard part.
Like what? Talk?
I have to
drink beer.
I have to get the energy to get in my car, stop by Tony's house, pick him up, and then drive back. Drive here, and then I got to drop him back off and then go. So I'm the one making the commute back and forth. I'm wasting precious gas money. As a matter of fact, I don't owe you anything for this podcast.
Well, that's fine. How about this? I will make this easier for you. Just don't pick Tony up, and then you'll save the money. Just come directly here.
He's kind of on the way though. He's not really.
Yeah, but you have to actually stop, and by the stopping and letting your car run, that wastes
That's
more
true.
gas than just driving.
It takes forever
right
to
through.
come out. Like I gave him like a 5-minute window opportunity that he can come out, and he still doesn't use it.
Well, you park like 3 blocks away.
No.
It takes me like 5 minutes to get there.
What I'm saying is, I text you when I'm getting off the expressway. I'm like, Tony, I'll be there in 5 minutes. Come out, and you say, "Aight," and then I get there, and still takes you another 5 minutes to come out.
Because you park like a mile
Well,
away.
why don't you
What
start
I'm
walking
saying
by the
is-
time? Well, so when he texts you, you're already at the
Yeah,
spot.
what I'm saying is I give you enough time. I give you enough heads up so that when I get there, you be outside and you could just jump right in my car. The reason why I parked 3 blocks away is because last time I tried waiting for you outside because you took like 15 minutes, a car almost rear-ended me, and it was raining, and I was
All
like,
right.
once I realized that, I was like,
Right.
because you have like a 2-lane street.
A, it did not take 15 minutes. It was like 3. B, it wasn't raining. It was like a light drizzle. And C, you did not almost get rear-ended. A car just went around you.
He was this fucking close to hitting me, and I was like, nope. This was my new car too. I was like, nope. No, this wasn't my new car, but still, I wasn't gonna get hit. I only had liability insurance at that point.
But now you got that full coverage, though, right?
Yeah.
So then, you got no problem waiting
I
for me.
wish somebody would hit me. I'm trying to get a new car.
You're trying to get paid?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I'm trying to get paid.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's do our Urban Dictionary word of the day, shall we? Today's word is Disneyland. Can you guys tell me what Disneyland means?
It is.
Is that somewhere you go to when you're fapping?
No,
It's a very nice adult film store or
No.
bookstore.
no.
Is it when you're attracted to one of the Disney princesses and you beat your meat while watching the movie?
No. Freak, who does that?
Yeah, who does that? I mean, not me.
What? Definitely not me.
Who's your favorite Disney princess?
Mia Wallace.
What?
Oh, I see what you did there.
From Pulp Fiction?
Yeah, because apparently Disney bought Miramax, and right as they bought Miramax, Pulp Fiction came out. So
So
technically,
technically, she's
Pulp Fiction.
But she's not a princess, so she doesn't count.
She kind of is. She's an actress,
Oh.
and
My
But she wasn't
favorite,
a
my favorite
princess.
Disney princess is Princess Leia.
she did.
But she was a princess before Disney bought her, so she doesn't count either.
She counts.
No, she doesn't.
Who's your favorite Disney princess?
It's between Ariel and Belle.
Why?
Because one was 16. Perv.
What?
They were like 16 years old, you pervert.
Then why were they with adults?
Hey, man, we didn't make the movies. We're not the ones fapping to Ariel.
Who-
You are.
Who was? Wait, which one was 16?
I
Ariel?
think one of them was 16, one was 17. They're all like super young.
What?
I think the youngest Disney princess is Jasmine. She's like
It's
14.
okay. They're all older than me anyway. Cause fucking if she was 16 when that movie came out, and I was only like 8 or 7.
No, they
so
don't.
that-
No, they don't change. They don't age.
Oh, they
so
age.
so it's okay for you to be attracted to them up until you're like 15 years old.
They're still pubescent.
Now it's creepy.
Prepubescent.
Yeah, the youngest one I think is Jasmine. She was 14. So Aladdin was getting it in.
Damn.
14-year-old. Yeah.
He's
So how old was Aladdin?
He's a street rat. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a street urchin. He doesn't care.
If he goes to jail, it's an upgrade.
Yeah, exactly.
How old were the princes then?
Probably like 18.
How old was
No,
Cinderella?
they look like they were older. They all had like square
They're
jaws.
like in their 20s.
How old was Cinderella?
I'm not sure, but they were all like around that age.
Okay, fine. I got one that's not underage. The one from Hercules. That chick.
Yeah, that's.
Actually, there's a I think what gives you the age.
Wasn't
of
her name
all
Meg
Disney princess?
or something around there.
Yeah, something like that.
And
She wasn't underage because Hercules was a grown ass man.
And you know what I liked about her is that she already had some mileage on her. All the princesses, they were.
She didn't have mileage on her. She was experienced.
She was experienced because
Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. I lied. Jasmine was 15. Snow White was 14.
Oh,
So those 7 dwarves, how old were they?
I mean they were old.
They
as
were like
fuck.
fucking 40,
No, they're older than that.
and they were all getting it in. I'm
They
saying,
were not getting it in. They didn't.
obviously they were. Dude, she was
With that prince.
no, they were getting in with
They
each
were.
other.
They were getting. It
Yeah,
in.
they were all gay.
You honestly think that while she was sleeping in, like, because it wasn't like, didn't they come home from whatever, and then they found her sleeping? I think so. They found her sleeping in their fucking hole or wherever the
I
fuck
think
they
you're
live.
thinking about Goldilocks.
No, I'm pretty sure it was this one.
I think you're mixing
So she's
them.
sleeping there, and you think they didn't diddle her?
Yeah, because they're not fucking.
They're fucking
freaks.
old, pervy, fucking
Don't they not?
gnomes.
They're all old gay guys.
They're not all gay.
Why do you think they live
Only
together?
two of them were gay.
Which ones?
Doc and Grumpy.
I was gonna say those two,
Yeah.
Doc and Grumpy.
Dopey was gay as fuck. What are you talking about?
Grumpy doesn't want to.
No, Dopey was just on a different.
He was on the spectrum.
Not. No, I'm not. Junkyard, don't put words in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth, okay? Don't make things weird.
Doc was obviously the old queen, and then Grumpy. The reason why he was upset so much because he didn't want to admit he was gay.
So he was mad.
He used to call all the other doors faggots.
Yeah, he's like, oh, these faggots.
And then at the same time, he would still join in.
And then he'd get mad because he would be aroused.
Yeah.
Like, so he'd get all mad at himself.
He's like, I'm not doing it because I'm liking it. I'm just trying to teach you faggots a lesson.
Wow.
So yeah.
I'm playing a character. I don't really use that word.
But here at NKOTP, we love the gays, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We do,
That's
we
why
love
we
him.
want Grumpy to be comfortable with who he is.
Yep. And then maybe he wouldn't be so upset. Okay, so how old were the other ones?
Belle
That's
was 17.
That's false though, because the real life Pocahontas was only like 13.
Belle was 17, so she was at the age of consent. So if Mr.
Wait, who was 17?
You said Belle was 17.
Yeah, that depends. In not in all states.
In Illinois.
Dude, she's from France. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure it's legal.
Yeah.
Wow. It's not frowned upon there.
Yeah.
That also
Alright.
means she
Where else?
It's very European too.
Yeah.
You know.
What's next? Who else?
Mulan was 16.
Okay.
Hey, well, she's Asian, right?
Hey, she was from China, right?
They don't care.
Yeah, probably. And then was it Rapunzel was 18, so she was of age.
Damn.
So anybody could have gotten it in.
Oh,
Maybe that's why they put her up in that tower, because she was a hoe.
for sure.
And that she wanted to get dicked down so bad that she had to bring her hair out to get that prince to come up
Junkyard,
in that tower.
You are what we call a ruiner of things. It's like you just take things to a place that
They
you
don't
never
need to go.
I don't know why you go there.
So yeah.
You need to like.
Who got that good D? I got that good D. Who got that good D? I got that good D.
That was my favorite Disney princess, Meg.
Okay, who else is there?
Because in Hercules, that's why she was so morose, because she loved some guy and he was dying, and then she sold her soul to Hades so he would live, but then that guy met some other girl and he was like, bye. He was like, deuces. And she was left.
Yep.
So she wasn't a virgin.
Of course she wasn't. How old was Cinderella?
Cinderella was 19.
Oh,
So by Disney standards, she's like an old hag.
damn.
She's on her way out.
She's on her way out.
How old was Ariel?
16.
Oh, she was 16.
The two oldest, Cinderella and Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
How old is she?
They're both 19.
But you said one of them was 20 something.
None
21.
of them are 20.
No, Rapunzel. Oh, Rapunzel's 18. I'm
18.
sorry. Oh, okay.
None of them are over the age of 19.
What about the one? Isn't there a new Hispanic one or some shit?
Oh yeah, I don't know how old that one is.
The
Well,
Hispanic one?
she's from like Mexico, so she's probably like 13.
Which movie?
I don't know.
There's a new one.
Is there?
It's like the newest one. I don't remember her name.
Does Moana count? And that just come out this last year? She a princess?
I haven't seen it. So
Oh, what about the Frozen princess?
What are the names?
I don't fucking know. I don't watch Frozen.
Hold on. I know the names. Anna?
Freezy?
Stupid.
No,
Anna was a
that's Mortal
sister.
Kombat.
Anna was a sister. I don't know the other one.
I don't know. Look it up. That's what you have a computer in front of you for.
Yeah, but I want you guys to tell me.
I don't know. All right, well, let me finish here. You look that up, and I'm going to finish my Urban Dictionary word of the day. So the word is Disneyland. When a city or town specifically zones an area for an adult business. So let me use this in a sentence.
So I was close.
Troy, New York resident. Did you know that the city council voted on the Disneyland zone last night? I'm not sure if 70 acres near a residential neighborhood is going to be enough. So whenever you guys say Disneyland, you will hear...
It's Elsa and Anna.
Oh.
How old are they?
They're 3 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
So Anna, it was 18, and Elsa's 21. So she's actually a queen.
Ooh, 21. So is she attractive? By cartoon standards?
I mean, if you're into CGI, I guess.
Oh, so you like hand-drawn cartoons better. I see.
I do.
Yeah, I prefer hand drawn.
That gets your dig going more?
It's a little more. It's more intimate. Some actually put the time to draw out the details.
You know what I used?
That CGI is all made by computers.
Yeah,
And
and
it's cold and.
I used to watch a lot of hentai.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, I think we talked about it, but
By used to, how long ago was this?
I don't watch it anymore.
By used
Like,
to, he
when's
means
the last
like
time?
yesterday.
Like
I think when I
last
was like a
week?
teenager.
When's the last? So by like last week was like the last time you.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Can you quit it with these sound bites and let me talk? Anyways,
What that smell like?
I used to watch hentai, and I was really into it. And then I think I stopped watching because I realized that it's not like actual porn with actors.
For those that don't know, what is hentai?
Oh, it's Japanese animated pornography.
Bitch, you ain't no nerd. Could have sworn you were.
Trying to speak, Junkyard. You're being a terrible producer right now. You notice that you're the only one that's laughing.
You son of a bitch.
You're the only one that's like smiling.
He's proud of himself.
Yeah, he thinks he's being devious and witty.
I haven't used a soundboard in a long time, guys.
That's a good reason.
We'd like you to keep it that way.
It just interrupts conversation.
Yeah, I remember that girl. She was a hoe. For show.
Long story fucking short. Because
Go ahead, keep talking.
oh, is it still working?
Now it is.
No, it's fine. It's just headphones. Go
All
ahead.
right. Long story short.
So are we actually recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Are you sure?
No.
Can you
but-
check?
No.
Check it right now.
Check it right
No.
now.
Or else I'm not gonna continue.
Yeah, it looks good. Go ahead.
Long story short, I stopped watching hentai because I realized that it was just hand-drawn animation for some creepy Japanese dude who came up with this all in his head. So
What'd
I'm
you think it was?
masturbating to the imagination of some Japanese guy.
What did you think it was?
How you mean?
I didn't think about it at all. I was just a kid and I was just beating my meat. I wasn't thinking past the animated boobies.
So when you're fantasizing about these Japanese cartoons, are you a cartoon yourself? Like in these?
No, he's a
fantasy
human.
scenarios? Or are you a human and are they cartoons?
He's a human and they're cartoons.
Or are you envisioning their human counterpart?
No, I was into anime a lot, so I would envision myself as an anime character.
So as an anime character, were you like to scale, or did you like give yourself some, maybe
Beefier parts.
Beefier parts.
You wouldn't know because it's Japanese porn, so it was all blurred out.
It was all censored. So in your mind,
Yeah.
while you're having this
It
fantasy,
could have been anything.
while you're having this fantasy, like instead of imagining like vaginas and boobies, you're imagining like all the pixelated blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My imagination is not that good.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, for some reason, if you didn't know, if you never watched Japanese porn, for some reason they like to pixelate the penetration, so you can't actually you have a good idea of what's going
Not just
on.
the penetration, the dick too. Like even when he's not
Oh
penetrating.
yeah, even when
they pixelate the
they
dick.
pixelate the dicks,
Yeah,
which I don't like.
I don't like it either.
And I don't know how
I don't like it
feel
either
about
because
that.
then I can't see the penetration is the best part.
You want to see the details?
Yeah, I want to see that guy's dick.
I bet you do.
Especially Japanese dicks makes me feel good about myself.
Yeah, makes me gives me some self confidence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Do you think maybe that's why they pixelate them? Because they add a few inches and you can't really tell?
They add more pixels.
A few more.
all right, guys, let's go ahead and get to one of our favorite segments, shall we?
Pancho segment. Pancho segment. Pancho segment.
NTOTP, new tragas on the pod. That's his subject. Listening to your latest episode, I reflected on both my best and worst dates, and here's what I got.
Did we ask him?
No,
Okay.
I'm
Continue.
glad he.
he's
Decided
excited to
to
chime in anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's start with the bottom of the barrel. My worst date was back in 2003 when I was set up by my friend, let's call her Martha, to go out with her chick friend, whom we'll call Alice. Anyway, I was given the backstory on my blind date. I talked to her over the phone for a few nights after 9 minutes, or after 9 when minutes were free, and Martha provided me with a few pictures of the prospective smash piece. I found the pictures attractive, but when I went to meet this woman, the day of our date, she was slightly thicker than I tend to go for. It wasn't a magic photo either, but I felt like an optical illusion. She looked different. But Alice said the pic was only from a year back, and that she didn't see anything wrong with it. Needless to say, I had zero interest because I felt misled, and the best thing about the date was the Portillo's cheeseburger I had that night. I leave the date and grip some of her donk because I had nothing to lose, and she was feeling it.
Grip some of her what?
Donk.
Her ass, I guess.
Oh, okay. So
He had nothing to lose, and she was feeling it. But I was not attracted to her, so I never saw her again. Side note, I ended up partying with Martha and smashing her a few months later.
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice consolation.
Yep. Best date?
Why was it a bad date? I wasn't paying attention.
Because he wasn't attracted to her.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
That's not that bad. He obviously was a little attracted to her if he had sex with her later.
No, he had sex with her friend, right?
Yeah, with their friend. The friend that hooked him up.
Okay.
Because Alice was the girl he was dating. Martha was his friend. Best date? Every date with the wife.
Oh, so she did that on purpose. Huh?
Best date is what?
Every date with his wife.
Lame.
Lame.
He said the wife is awesome.
Boring.
And he says, JYD, want to start a West Suburbs chapter of No Ma'am? For those of you who don't know what No Ma'am is, it was a group from Married with Children. Right? They hated their wives.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been on one blind date. It was pretty bad. You guys been on blind dates?
Yeah, I talked about this last episode.
Oh.
My blind date. It was horrible.
I've never been on a blind date.
Do you want to jump in on
Nobody's
it?
ever
probably- you're
nobody's
probably-
ever actually tried to set me up. Like, hey, you should meet my friend, because they know.
They already know you. They're like, nah.
Oh, that's not true. Well, yeah. I had a friend. She tried to set me up with her friend, and I was like, nah, I'm good. And I put it off for so long, which is stupid of me because now I'm dating her. And it's now it's my girlfriend.
Fuchsia?
Best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, sounds great.
If you guys can't see, I'm making a winking motion because she's gonna hear this,
What was-
and
what was
I'm
your-
gonna get laid.
what was your-
Best thing that ever happened to me is my girlfriend.
What was your blind date, Tony?
When I worked at this retail establishment that shall remain anonymous.
Service merchandise?
Yes. One of my friends was dating a girl that went to, I forgot which college, somewhere south.
Malcolm X.
No, it was like out of state.
Malcolm X in Indiana.
Sure.
Kennedy King.
Yeah. So he was dating this girl, and she had a roommate, and I guess he had sent her some pictures of of him, and I was in one of them, and I guess he's like, oh, my friend wants to meet your friend. Next time you come down, you should bring him. So he told me, he's like, hey, this was during my prime. This was when Tony Devine was at his peak. This is when I was turning down. This
is when you had the ability to pick and choose who you wanted.
This is Tony Devine when I had a full head of hair. I had colored contacts.
Oh yeah, I seen that
I
picture.
was just like,
you were quite the looker, man.
I was the cat's meow.
If I knew you back then and you didn't want to hang out with me, I'd understand. I'd be like, he has better things to do.
Exactly, and I did, and I sure did.
Were you were hanging with Junkyard back then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't stop following me.
How? Why would you even allow
Because
a troll like this sometimes?
It's hard. It's weird when they keep following you.
And you should have seen me in my prime.
Oh, you know what it was?
You know what it was? It's
because
'cause
you seen Beauty and the Beast, right?
Yeah.
So you were like Gaston.
I was Gaston, and he was like-
a fool or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck his name is.
LaFool.
LaFool, yeah.
Yeah. And he was just
Yeah, you
following
kind
me
of look
around.
like him too.
Yeah. Always following me around.
Yeah, complimenting you,
Complimenting me.
saying how great you are.
So I was like, man, this kid's annoying. But I guess everyone needs a sidekick. They're good for something.
Yeah.
And he had a car.
Oh,
So I'm
that's
like,
even
that's
better.
very convenient because, he'd give me a ride, he'd pick me up, go on adventures. It was great. So, yeah, that's why I decided to be, let him be my friend.
You allowed him to be your
Yeah.
friend.
I'm like, I guess if he's not going to go away, I might as well just make the best of it,
He's a damn liar. He used to say he used to play by himself. He used to play PlayStation by himself, and that's why he wanted me to come over.
I still do. I still play by myself.
He was tired of playing by himself and with himself.
Whoa, I never said I was tired of playing with myself. That is a damn lie. You get your story straight, son.
Because you still enjoy playing with
I
yourself?
still enjoy playing with myself. Well, anyway, he showed me this one picture of her, And she was okay. So I wasn't really like attracted to her from the pictures. But he's like, come on, just come. Like he like convinced me to go. So I remember we went and like we drank. And I remember I got like really fucked up. And I guess this girl like wanted to get it in. But I was just like, I just want to go to sleep. So like I just, cause in her dorm, I guess it was her, you know, her and the girl, she was my friend's girlfriend. So I just went in her bed, and I guess she thought that was, you know, that was the hint, that was the clue. So then she comes in and she like, tries to do stuff, and I'm just like, leave me alone. So I think I ended up like kicking.
How unattractive was she?
She wasn't unattractive. It's just that, you know, at the time I was like, I wasn't touching.
You were
I wasn't touching
a
anything.
homosexual.
At the time.
You
I
were
was not.
homosexual.
At the time, that's what you were.
At the time, I wasn't touching anything below a 7.
Oh, okay.
And what was she?
She was like a solid 6.
A hard 6?
Hard 6. Like, there's nothing wrong with her. I was drunk. I wasn't really feeling it. You know, this was back when I was.
She didn't get your dick going?
This is back when I was, you know, I was my frequent clientele. They were like, you know, 8s. You know, average. So you know, this was a downgrade. So
Now, what would you do if you had a solid 6 in your bed?
now she probably wouldn't even look at me. She'd be like,
if you had a solid 6 in your bed and she was trying to do stuff, you'd probably like
That'd be a good day.
You would wish. That was
So yeah, so I ended up like kicking her out of her own bed because I wanted to go to sleep.
man,
Damn.
how the mighty have fallen. Like,
Right?
Yeah.
right? You're at one point you could just
So then the next
Now he wishes he would have had
so,
sex with her.
so then the next day, I remember my friend woke me up, and I was like, "Dude, I'm hungry, man." So we went to McDonald's. And
Let me get a McPick,
yeah.
too.
So we went to get this was back before. This was like fucking the Arch Deluxe shit. So
big and tasty.
big and tasty.
Were you like Momba?
But I was into the Arch Deluxe. So she ended up like buying us breakfast for like me and my friend and everyone. And then after that, I'm like, all right, we should probably leave.
You're bogus.
She didn't even get any meat.
And that was the first and only time I ever talked to her.
Sweet. You never seen her ever since?
Well, he was with his girlfriend for a few years, but that's the last time that I.
But you had never like ran into her or anything?
No, because they were out of state.
Okay.
That was only that one weekend that we went over to see him. So
I remember when I used to be able to pick and choose too.
when you were watching hentai,
I was like,
I would hope that in your fantasy you can pick and choose.
like there was a one point in time where I was not so bad looking, and like I could like turn girls down.
I saw your ex-girlfriend. She was quite attractive.
You think so?
Yeah.
The one that went with us to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Everybody says
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Everybody,
She was hot.
everybody says it like, oh yeah, she's. I didn't think so.
Really?
Then why'd you date her?
Hey,
Because he
man,
liked her personality.
free puss.
God, Mama.
Woo!
That's the only reason why I dated her.
I hope you didn't catch that.
My current girlfriend, I date her because of her personality, and she's great. She's funny. She's witty. She's perfect.
But your ex-girlfriend.
My ex-girlfriend, it was hey, I got a my penis was like an iPod, and I'm trying to dock it somewhere. You know what I mean? You know what I think
a man's got to eat.
A man's got to eat. You know what I think it was? I think it's because I met her father, and I was like, "You look exactly like your father." Like they had
That must have been one pretty looking man.
they had similar facial features. I was like, "Damn, bitch, you look exactly like your father." Just
So did that get your dick going?
that's probably why I was there so long. Why I stayed so.
All right, well let's move on to more of Pancho's email because he's got some more things here. He's got actually some interesting dates, not just bad ones.
Okay.
So, his date number 1. This one's pretty quick. He went out with dinner with a girl who we'll call Vanessa, who I was dating, and I'm not normally flirted with when I went out. But the waitress was all over me and touchy with me in front of my date. I noticed this, and then Vanessa verbalized it, which I then denied to make her feel secure. Anyway, I was losing interest in Vanessa at this point of our relationship and helped myself to the waitress's number when I snuck to the bathroom. Moving forward, Vanessa and I finish our dinner and we leave the restaurant. She could sense I was losing interest in her, so she threw a Hail Mary to try to get it back by doming me off in the car.
Wow,
Nice.
nice.
It worked in the sense that I dated both simultaneously until I realized I can't handle more than one woman at a time, which was quick.
Damn man, it's a talent. Not everybody possesses it.
A side story. I remember when a waiter was being very touchy with Tony.
At Red Lobster.
Oh yeah.
He was all up on Tony. Similar situation, and I think he also got his number at the end. if I'm
Did
not
he also
mistaken.
get domed off in the parking lot by him?
Yes, he did.
Hey man, if you want to throw a Hail Mary, I had to at least let him try. You know.
Exactly, right?
There's nothing wrong with it, right?
I mean, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
I
I mean, get in where you fit in, right, Tony?
At the end of the day, a BJ is a BJ.
yeah.
It doesn't matter if
a
it's-
mouth is a mouth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's male or female. All right, here's the second date. Back in the day when Yahoo Messenger was all the rage, and before dating websites, I was in the chat room and established a sexually charged convo with a chick who was 24. I was 18 and had 2 kids. He didn't have 2 kids. She had 2 kids.
You think she was 24?
Well, she said she was 24.
Yeah, it could be a 36-year-old man that he was talking to.
He
internet.
was getting catfish. They didn't have catfishing back then. It didn't exist. All of this over phone-based internet. Anyway, by the end of the week, after plenty of convincing, I got her to invite me to her ghetto-ass apartment in East Chicago. I drive up and enter through the alley, and I was convinced I was going to be murdered. But luckily, I wasn't, and I proceeded to enter this smash pieces place. Me being logical... Excuse me. Oh, I'll edit that out.
Thank you.
You should.
Me being logical was under the impression that her kids were being babysat. but no, this thought it would be
For those that don't know, what does thought stand for?
That
Thought-
hoe over there.
yeah.
Yes.
This thought 2 different words, by the way, thought and thought.
Okay.
This thought it would be better to put them to sleep in their rooms while with a stranger's company. So I'm sitting on the couch. This woman goes and locks her kids into their rooms so they wouldn't walk in on me doing ungodly things to their mother and be scared for life.
Well, that's nice of her.
She then tells me she's on her period, which ruined my vision for the night. But she ends up somewhat salvaging the night by a finer dome. I'm sorry, that's my bad.
You obviously have no vision.
Yeah, right. She ruined the vision for the night, but she ends up somewhat salvaging the night by whipping out her double D's and letting me go to town. Tatiana topped the night off by providing me with some of her finer dome before I rushed out of her place while dodging bullets to get back to my car and back home. Anyway, back then I didn't.
Learn how to fucking
Dude, I can't.
read.
No, I'm starting. It's because this pop filter getting in my way. Where the hell
Do you know how to read, or
I do know how to read, motherfucker. I just can't see.
So, did you read this email before?
I did. I just lost my place.
So
Fucker.
you've already read this.
You should proofread stuff.
I did.
Put your
Proofread.
finger.
Why
stuff.
don't you like make notes on like the emails
All right, here we go.
so you can read them better?
Anyway, shut the fuck up. Anyway, back then, I didn't think any of it this way. But now when I'm older, this woman was a horrible mother. Obviously, right?
No, she's not a horrible mother.
Finally, as far as my
a
story,
great mother.
as far as my story last week, which was actually like 2 weeks ago. As far as my story last week, he's gonna clarify. We were all day drinking hard as fuck around the city we were in, and 3 of us went back to Airbnb at this condo with 7 beds and a couch because we couldn't keep going. We had our phones on vibrate and were crunk sleep, so we didn't hear the calls when they were trying to get in. One of the guys asked for a refund, so myself and 3 others who stayed in the room paid the other dudes their share for being left out in the cold because we set precedent. Anyway, I'm going to lay low for a while with these friends who were a bit pissed. I'll lay low until it blows over. So that's what happened with that little story he gave us 2 weeks ago.
I wouldn't have gave him shit.
Yeah.
P.S. Pana is short for panocha. And I think JYD pronounced it right when he said it with the Spanish accent. Deuces, Panchito.
You're a chump, Pancho, for giving them their money back. These are... How many guys was it?
I don't remember. I think it was
Like 5?
7
total.
I think it was 7.
But there was 5 outside.
Yeah.
Or like 4.
4 outside and 3 inside, and they all had their phones on
And
vibrate.
there's 4 adult men, and none of them can get inside that
No.
place?
If there's 3 adult men inside, why are all their phones on vibrate? Every single one of them. Like, are they doing something that they don't want to be
I
disturbed?
put my phone on vibrate all the time.
Yeah, my phone's normally always on vibrate too.
But all of us together don't have our phones on vibrate all the time.
Okay, yeah, you have your...
I have mine's. So at least one of those should have not had their phone on vibrate.
It's not even about the guys sleeping inside. Those guys are fine. They didn't do anything wrong. It's the 4 gentlemen on the outside. If one of
If you don't have the wherewithal,
to like take a room key with you, or
They
have
probably only got one key because it was Airbnb, by the way. So you know.
then you better make sure that that one key
yeah.
is with someone that goes out.
And everybody else who doesn't have the key
Then they can stay in.
better not leave that
or
person.
they better do not let that person out of your sight.
I was.
I'm disappointed in Pancho.
Has anybody?
He
heard?
should have just thrown down a red towel. You just ride the Red River.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. She was a stranger. She's obviously lives in the ghetto. She could have had some sort of STDs.
I didn't say raw dog it.
Yeah, but
Why did you just assume that?
Yeah, junkyard.
Because Pancho was young and dumb. He probably didn't carry a condom with him.
You don't know that.
And he shouldn't judge a woman by where she lives. Maybe
Yeah.
she's a single mother. She could only live where she can
She's obviously
afford.
not leaving her kids with strangers while she's going on dates.
Oh no,
She's
she
taking
decides
care
to
of
keep.
them.
Yeah, she decides to lock them in the rooms while she fucks
She locked
strange
them,
dudes
she
that
locked
she
them
met
in
online
for their own safety.
Get the fuck out. Pancho could have been.
Man, I love those chat rooms though. I used to like be on those all the time.
Pancho could have been a fucking creep murderer who could have fucking had sex with her because she would have been willingly to have sex with him, killed her, and then killed her kids.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a terrible mother.
All right.
Man, but see, this was back in the infancy of like the interwebs. You know,
Everybody was honest back
everybody
then.
was on. People weren't like catfishing wasn't really a thing.
ASL, remember that?
ASL, oh, that was the
Age,
best.
sex, and location.
I remember I used to like to pick up girls at this one site called Coke Music.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember
Coke
that?
Music,
You
yeah.
used to make like your
You
little
used to get Coke points.
yeah, you used to make like your little avatar,
Uh-huh.
and then you play these games with like other people, like memory games. You flip stuff over.
What about virtual Laguna Beach?
or yeah, that one too. You just make out with people.
yeah.
So all you do is just run around and like you like make like your avatar, whatever. And you're like walking on the beach, and there's people like gathered like in like by a bonfire. They're riding bikes and like kind of like The Sims, but everyone's got their little avatar. And when you talk to someone, there's a button to like try to kiss them, and so the guy will like lean in, and they can either like turn away or they like
kiss back.
So I would spend like all my nights making out with bitches,
Virtual bitches.
virtual bitches.
Which were probably dudes on the other end.
Yeah, probably were. Who knows?
I remember when
Hold on.
But no, I used to actually like I met a few girls that I used to talk on the phone with. I don't know, maybe they were dudes with like very feminine voices. But I remember there's one girl that I really liked. She was from New York. She had like a Boston. She had like a Boston accent. I think you talked to her once, Jennifer. This is when we were in college. We were in school, and I remember she called me once, like, "Hey, you want to talk to my friend?" And you told me like, "Oh,
yeah.
is she from Boston?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, I think I remember this vaguely.
yeah." So
Hold on, what happened to that girl, that supposed girl you, what do you call it, that you were talking to on Diablo? The one that you were getting catfished by.
the one I got. You know what? I still don't know if I got I want to know if I got catfished. If I did, I'm not gonna be mad. It's that's the risk you run.
But hey, you haven't talked to her?
No, like ever since like I think she stopped playing after like a certain patch was released. I just haven't seen her online.
She probably got kicked off for catfishing.
She probably did. Who knows?
why was she saying to you? She was just
Nothing.
saying,
No, she didn't say anything. I just actually not once did she. I think she said she mentioned that she was a girl like only like once. But-
you didn't know.
But I mean,
She's probably transgender.
she typed like a girl.
How do you type like a girl?
Look, you just know, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Just like when someone's talking, you can tell if they're urban.
What?
Yeah, he can.
You can tell. You
That's
can
racist.
Tell. You can tell.
All right, let's go get to Pancho's next email.
Another one?
Yeah, he's got another one.
All right, really quick. I remember like the only thing I ever did back in the early days of the internet, I played this game called RuneScape.
Nerd. What a nerd.
I played RuneScape.
Oh my god.
And then I was going around.
Wasn't
I
it?
like how you said that like you're proud of it.
I wasn't.
Like,
What'd
I
you say?
play
For those of you who
RuneScape.
don't know, it's like an early version of. It was a massive multiplayer online. It was like, think of World of Warcraft.
Think of nerds.
Anyway, I went up to this character and it was another person, and she was like, "Hey, I bet you're cute. Want a cyber?" And I was like, "What's that?" She
Oh,
was
you
like,
want a cyber?
Cyber sex?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was like cyber sex, and I was sitting in the computer, and my family was around me, like watching TV behind me, and I got really nervous. I was like, "I can't, my family's here."
loser.
And then the next day she was like, bye. And then
I remember when I was in Coke Music, like you can have like your own little studio, and you could buy furniture.
Yeah, I remember that.
With Coke points.
Yeah.
So I remember like, since I would play it every fucking day, I'd have all these Coke points. So I remember I bought like a big ass studio, but I spent like all of my Coke points on the size of this room. So I had like nothing. I had like one couch, like a little couch in a giant ass room. And I remember I would tell my friends like, "Hey, we should all hang out in my studio." So they'd all like log into like my room, and it'd be like two people sitting on the couch, and everybody else was just standing. And I remember there was one girl that I was talking to from there, and she's like,
I'm tired of standing up.
No, she was like, "Hey," she's like, "Oh, I just got my studio, but I don't have anything, and you could actually gift people like furniture and stuff."
So you gave her your couch?
No, she's like, "I'll trade you sex for furniture."
What?
So I was like, "Sure." So so I stood up, and like her little avatar would walk by me, and she would like just dance in front of me, and she would just type like, "Oh," she'd be like, "I'm grinding on you right now."
oh my god.
Or she would type out what she was doing to me. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I gave her my couch, and after that, I had no furniture.
Wow, you were easily like,
Quite the imagination.
that's hilarious.
And did that get you where you needed to be? You're like, yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't matter. Had sex.
I
Did you at least fap while she was doing that?
I got me some. No, because at the time I was sharing a room with my brother.
Oh.
So it's not like I can, just whip it out.
Did he at least, was he watching her dance?
He probably was, but you can't really. It's not really anything bad because it's just like a little avatar.
Right, she's just dancing.
So she's just like moving in front of you, but she's typing like in the little chat box,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm grinding on you. Oh, I'm doing this. Like I'm pulling my
I
pants
bet you
down."
were fucking
I was
sweating
like,
bullets.
man, I was like, whoo, I'm getting some.
Did your pee get hard?
Okay, it got really hard. Yeah.
You just sat there,
Yep.
depleted afterwards with your empty ass studio.
Yeah, and then I gave her my couch, and that's
Damn.
it. This is an empty ass studio with no furniture now. Not even my couch.
Now, what if this happened in real life? What if a girl wanted a couch shift to fuck you? Would you do it?
I mean, I don't know, man. If she wanted to do me for a couch,
Yeah.
how hot is
I
she?
bet she was just cleaning. She probably had so many nice things in her
I know.
virtual.
She probably had like a mansion.
Yeah.
She just needed a
She
couch.
did not pay for one of those items with any Coke points.
Yeah, I
They
think
were all
there's,
Probably had like
gifted
she
to
probably
her.
had like tons of
you
Coke
got a
points.
bunch of horny guys like, yeah, I'm having sex.
Yeah.
Virtual sex.
Hey, man, look. Virtual sex is better than like zero sex,
Yeah.
right?
It's
Is it really?
something.
It's
Are you
something.
sure?
Yeah.
So
If you can't-
you'd rather get like absolutely no action whatsoever.
If you can't fap because your brother's in the same room, I'd rather not
Yeah,
get
but
it.
you could fab later. I mean, I kept a history of the chat at least, keep a log for later.
Oh my god! you
Read it
guys are
out loud
hilarious.
maybe when no one's around.
That is great.
All right, let's get to Pancho's next email. The subject of the email is Daniel Menstelia. It says, JYD, jokes are not a complicated thing, my friend.
Nice. I like this email already.
There are two components to every joke. There's actual wording of the joke, and then there's delivery of the joke. A majority of jokes have been thought of and probably expressed in some point in history, and that's cool. But there's ultimately a good or bad joke based on the delivery. You, my friend, have to be on the autism spectrum because your delivery stinks. I seriously do not think I have ever heard you tell a good joke. Also, not everyone, definitely including you, can steal a joke. You may say that Tony or Momba steal jokes, but the way I can best explain that joke's value is providing this analogy. Momba may one day wear an affliction shirt, and us spectators are intrigued by it. We wonder what it's about, and we're drawn to it. Then another day, we see Tony D wear the same affliction shirt, and we're like, that shirt's pretty damn cool. I should get one
I
so
agree.
I can rock it.
Yeah, that is. I love that analogy.
Tony D makes the shirt popular and desirable, hence its rise in value. Then, on another day, we see good old JYD rocking the same affliction shirt, and us spectators are immediately turned off by it.
Fuck that.
He looks sloppy in it. It's either a little too fitted or makes him look too much like a box. So we lose all interest in that affliction shirt, and its value has plummeted faster than the housing market in 2008. Makes sense?
I mean,
Still love you, bro.
I-
Sincerely, Pancho.
I agree.
So does that mean junkyard is like white people whenever they steal dances? Like whenever they start doing the nay-nay?
Uh-huh.
It
when
just
you-
ruins it.
Is that what it ruins? It's it plummets.
Yeah. Or what's that other one?
The whip
Yeah, when they start doing that.
or the dab.
yeah, when they start
Yeah.
doing that, you're like, all right, it's not a good look anymore.
Yeah.
Let's just move on to something else.
Let's
you
find
know,
something else.
I agree with that. That is like the best example he could give.
Why? Just because he made you the focal point of that?
I mean, honestly, if all three of us were wearing an affliction shirt, who out of us three
Mamba.
would rock?
because he's the bigger of the three. So
I mean,
he's more likely to be the
just because he's bigger.
Yeah, because he's more likely to be like the heavyweight. He's the heavyweight like fighter.
I mean,
It's definitely not you.
when you take into account the shape,
Tony could be, you could be a strawweight, right?
yeah,
More like a
and you
flyweight.
and you could be like what do they call those? You can be like
I don't know.
a groupie.
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with that.
We could be, hey, they give that nice Special Olympics wrestler an affliction shirt.
Anyway,
That was great. That was a great email. Great email. Love it. Should be more like that.
all right. Here's another email, not from a listener or anybody, but it's
is it
email
from-
saying we've gotten approved and we joined another broadcasting station called TuneIn.
Ooh, tune in.
So if you guys want to listen to this podcast on TuneIn,
I've never
Feel
even
free.
heard of that.
It doesn't matter if you've heard of it, as long as the listeners have heard of it.
Exactly.
I'm sure if I haven't heard of it, they haven't heard of it. Have you heard of TuneIn?
obviously
I have not heard of it, but what you don't know, Momba, could fill a warehouse. So I'm pretty sure that listeners have heard of it.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, you can also listen to us on TuneIn now because we keep expanding and broadening
That's
our
true.
range.
We are broadening
So
our range.
wait, I'll give you a little thing of what TuneIn is. TuneIn is like they have radio stations that are like also like real radio stations that are broadcast on here, and then they also have podcasts like this one here that's also available for your listening pleasures on TuneIn. So yeah,
There you go.
so yeah.
Once we get on Sirius XM, then I'll take it serious.
We're never going to be on Sirius XM. We don't want to be on Sirius XM because they're not going to
Yeah,
let
we
us.
want that advertising money.
No, we're not going to be able to talk about the things we talk about now.
Howard Stern does it.
Yeah, but Howard Stern has been around for fucking ages. He's old as fuck.
Yeah, so he's not.
So
that
we need
good.
to be around for ages, so let us do it.
You've already been around for ages.
Yeah,
It's not in the podcast
you don't got
game.
much. You don't got much time left, my friend.
So they should let us do it now then.
No, I don't want to be on Sirius. I don't want to be tied down. I don't want to be like stuck.
Why are you getting married then?
I mean, in the podcasting
Oh,
game,
okay.
relationship is different. I
You're
like
just begging to be.
I like the freedom that we have on this podcast, and we can say whatever we want to whoever we want. You know,
Speaking of marriage, your wedding's coming up.
Mamba would have got kicked off for saying the F word earlier.
Fuck,
No, the other F word.
fudge,
No, the other F word.
friends.
No,
Yes, definitely that. Oh, vagina. So speaking of weddings, you got one coming up, right, Junkyard?
I do.
So you're getting rid of like old possessions from previous relationships.
I am.
So I noticed that you're trying to unload a certain watch,
I am.
and I offered you a very fair price.
You did
and
not.
I'm kind of upset that you keep shooting me down.
Because you did not offer me a fair price.
That is a very fair price for something that you paid nothing for.
It doesn't matter if I paid nothing for it.
Yeah,
The-
you're
the
getting-
And it's all profit.
what it's worth is way more than what you're offering me for.
What is it worth to you sentimentally?
It's not worth sentimentally. It's what like the actual value of it, what it costs.
But
It
it
probably
didn't,
cost like $10.
but
to
it
make.
didn't cost you any.
Yeah, but that's not the point. The point
And
is
it
how much
costs
it
you
costs in the
nothing.
sale.
It's like
it doesn't matter.
It's like if you sell it for $5, it's
so if somebody
100%
so
profit.
if somebody gave you a Porsche, would you
Yes.
sell it for $100?
If my ex-fiance gave me a Porsche and my new fiance didn't like that Porsche, I would get rid of the Porsche.
You try to
For
unload it.
I would
$100
unload it for $100. You want to know why?
Even though it's worth
You want to know what?
$100,000?
Because $100 is more than what I had before.
Get the fuck
And I didn't
outta
pay for
here.
that Porsche.
Also, it's a
I
Porsche.
paid in suffering and misery
Wait a minute,
for that goddamn watch.
That's not worth
Is there a
it.
hoverboard in that Porsche? Because that'll make it worth a lot
That's
more.
true.
There is a hoverboard in that
So
Porsche.
I made you a very fair offer. I made
You
you
did not.
multiple
You
fair
offer
offers.
okay. So for for our listeners, it's a Movado watch, and Tony offered me $90.
I started out at $50. And then after some harsh negotiation, I went all the way up to 100.
Dude, it's worth more than $100.
First of all,
Easily.
it doesn't even have numbers on it. It can't be worth that much. It's,
Of course it doesn't. It's a fucking Movado, you idiot. That's the style.
and there's only one hand.
There's two hands, you idiot.
How do I know which
That's
one's
got
the
a-
hour, which one's the minute?
Because
there's
one's
no-
shorter than the other?
There's no numbers.
Do you not know how to tell time?
It looks like a fucking sundial.
How about I just get you a digital watch? Would you be happy with that?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I would.
I'm gonna go to the Walgreens, buy one of those cheap ass $2 digital watches, sell it to you for $90. How about that?
All right, show me the watch first.
It'll be a Casio.
I told you, Junker, I would give you the 500 pesos you're asking for.
I'm asking for 500 pesos. I'm asking for $500.
Pesos.
Dollars, American dollars, crisp greenbacks.
How much is a watch worth?
It's worth like $20.
Dude,
it's an old ass watch.
She paid at least $800 for it.
This was back in like 2000 and like
Dude,
one.
Movados don't like lose their value that much.
It's like a car. She bought a Porsche in 2001.
I'm asking.
Now it's a 2001 Porsche with like 300,000
doesn't
miles
matter.
on
I'm
it.
asking for.
How much is it worth
Dude,
now?
I wore
It's-
it like twice. I wore this watch twice. It's in mint condition. I am asking for 500, but I am willing to listen to real offers, not $90 or $50 or whatever the fuck
What is
Tony's
a real
bullshit is
offer to you?
Not $90,
$100.
not $100.
200.
That is a real offer.
You're getting a little warmer, Momba, but still, I don't think I'm willing to part for it for that.
I
low
think
price.
paying.
I mean, if you look at this watch, it doesn't look like it's worth more than $50. There's nothing special
I
about
want to
this
see
watch.
this watch.
There's pictures of it online.
Here, I'll show it to you. I'll pull it up right now. It's just imagine like a regular watch with no numbers on it.
I think paying-
nothing special about it.
I think
It's a
paying
Movado,
more
that's
than
what it is.
$20 for a watch is silly, anyways. When I have a perfectly good phone that tells me what time it is,
That's not the point. It's a piece of jewelry.
I don't wear jewelry.
Well, you don't, but some people do, and people like nice watches.
I like nice watches at a fair price, and you, Junker, are not giving me a fair price.
Well, motherfucker, I'm not obligated to sell it to you
Is
for whatever
this-
price you're asking
that's
for.
what, there's the watch.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it just has no.
There's nothing special about
not
it.
even.
The cheapest if you go to Movado's website, the cheapest one they sell is like $750.
They couldn't at least put Roman numerals in it. Or
Nothing.
Some
I'm telling
shit.
you, there's no
It's
numbers on
the
it.
fucking Movado.
Nothing.
God. Motherfucker,
Like Junker, what time is it? I mean, what time is it right there?
It's
dude, it's fucking 5:25.
It is not 5:25.
Yes, it is.
That's 'cause you
Eastern
memorized-
time.
you memorize
Dude,
that.
it's the
Yeah.
the little circle at top. That's 12 o'clock. Okay,
Fucking
motherfucker.
Daylight savings.
Directly underneath.
Is this like automatically set to daylight savings? I doubt it.
Dude, it's 5:25. You can fucking see it.
Right. Look, can you see that? Mamba?
It's-
Are you impressed by that?
What I'm wondering is why,
Would you pay more than $50 for that?
why it's not being sold on his Facebook page? Why his your wife is trying to get rid of it?
She's
She's trying to get rid of it because of where it came from.
so this is the thing. I've already offered it to everybody I know here, and nobody wants to buy it except for Tony for like $50. And in Mexico, people like expensive shit. Like
Why?
they're
They
just attracted by everything name brand.
It's
So
because they don't have a lot of money.
so
She's probably gonna get like 400 pesos for it.
She's not
I'm
gonna
trying to
get
give you
400
$50, which is more. I'm actually willing to up it to 100.
it is.
100 American dollars.
No.
American.
I need more than that. I'm telling you that I want more than that. It's worth more than that. I'm not going to sell it to you.
It is
for
a
$100.
stainless steel watch
Dude,
that is not worth more than like.
it is worth more than that.
I'm being generous by offering you the $100.
I don't care what you think you're being. You're being a cheapskate, is what you're being, and you're trying to lowball me, and I will not have it.
Hey, what I want to know is, did your stepdad just come down here and grab a sniper rifle?
First of all, he's not my stepdad. Second of all, it was a guitar.
Are you sure? 'Cause
Yeah.
this is a big case.
Yeah, it was a guitar in a case.
And he just like casually came to is he gonna off somebody?
It was a fucking guitar. Anyway, back to our conversation.
You could at least clean it up, make it a little shiny. It looks all like I can see. All
I didn't
like,
take the pictures for it to be sold.
I can
actually,
can see like all the fingerprint.
yeah,
like,
I didn't.
It's kind of like when like you have your greasy hands all over like the shiny like object, and it's all like that. That's what.
There's
'cause those
smudges.
How do you expect to get a premium price when these low res pictures
First of
are
all,
being posted?
I sent them for her. I didn't send them for her to post. I sent them those like a while back.
And you couldn't send her like some nicer pictures.
because they weren't meant to be put up on Facebook to be sold.
Well, once she says I'm gonna post them, be like, oh, let me send you some.
I couldn't. I was at
nicer
work.
pictures.
I was at work and she didn't want to wait.
Look, presentation is everything, and this looks like a tin watch.
All right.
With greasy fingerprints on it. That's not worth more than $50. I'm offering you 100.
No, and I'm not taking it, so I don't give a fuck what you offer me. I'm telling you no.
Is Movado even popular anymore?
No.
Yes, it is.
Who cares? I didn't even know what Movado was.
You're fucking lying sack of shit.
I thought it was like.
I mean, if it was a Rolex, maybe I'll give you 150.
I thought it was like,
maybe.
If it was a Rolex, it'd be worth a lot more than 500.
You know what? If it was a Rolex, it probably would have numbers on it.
Actually, it doesn't. Rolex don't have numbers on it either. They have dots
Well, this doesn't even have dots.
or lines.
yeah.
This has nothing.
There's no.
Dude, it has the 12. All you need is the 12. That's all you need
It
to
has
know.
no reference to what time it is.
Yes, it does.
Exactly.
There's a fucking dot where the 12
Where the
goes.
12 is, so I'll know if it's 12.
You're
If
a
it's-
fucking idiot.
that's the
If
only-
it's
that's the-
12.
If it's 12, oh, I'll definitely know what time it is. Hey, what time is it? Well, you know what? It's not 12 because there's only one dot on my watch, so I can't tell you what time it is.
Are you that stupid that you don't know what time it is by the hands? Did they teach you how to fucking tell time in school?
They taught me to look at my phone.
That you didn't have phone back then.
I had a phone in school.
No, you didn't. In grade school, when they taught you time, how to tell time,
Oh, in grade school, we had those big clocks that had numbers on them.
you don't fucking need numbers to tell time. How do you think sundials work, you idiot?
Doesn't have a fucking sundial.
You're right. It's got a dot that tells you 12 o'clock, and it's
Yeah.
got a fucking minute hand
I'll
and an
know when
hour
it's,
hand.
I'll know when it's 12 o'clock, and that's it.
No, you should know what time it is.
So you want me
by
to
the
give you
placement of the
$500
hands.
for a watch that can only tell me when it's 12 o'clock?
Tells you.
So I'll know when it's midnight, and I'll know when it's lunchtime. And you want me to give you $500
Wow.
for this?
You are stupid as
Dude,
fuck.
you are fucking delusional.
You're stupid as fuck if you can't tell time. You know what? You don't even fucking need to watch. You can't tell time. So what does it matter? Why do you even care? Buy a digital watch.
I'm trying to help you.
No, you're not. You're trying to lowball me. That's what you're trying to do. All right, I'm done talking about
He's
this.
trying to help you fund your marriage.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't need the money to
100
fund my marriage.
American dollars can go a long way in Mexico.
I'm just going to buy another watch with the money that I sell that one for.
Oh.
Another expensive watch.
Why?
Because I want another watch.
For what?
I mean, for what? So I can have one. I think my next watch is going to be an Omega.
I don't know what that
Yeah, I
means.
don't know what that means.
Because you
either.
guys are fucking Philistines. You don't know
No,
about
if anything,
fine timepieces.
I am very frugal and economical.
You know, like Tag Heuer.
Who?
Never heard of them.
Exactly.
Tag Heuer?
Yeah.
Who that is?
It's one of the fucking
That
finest
sounds like
watches
that's
you
like
could buy.
that sounds like a
Fuck, it ain't no Casio.
It sounds like a wrestler. Tag Heuer.
It ain't no G-Shock.
Jesus Christ. You guys are Philistines. You guys, you know what? Just for that, you shouldn't even own a watch. Well, I know you don't own a watch. You probably don't know how to tell time either.
You know
All right,
what?
how about
'Cause I have
this?
a
Even
phone.
with numbers.
How about this,
I have a
Junkyard?
phone.
How about this? I will give you $10 for the box.
Just the box.
Just the box.
No. No, because I need the box is staying with the watch.
All right. 110.
No, motherfucker, I am not.
110 American. American.
No. I'm done talking about this. Let's get to our next.
You know, if you're really trying to sell it, you should put this on the NKOTP page.
Why?
Oh, shit.
You know, maybe some of our listeners are watch aficionados.
Okay, I will think about it.
Are you trying to sell this or not?
Yeah, I am.
Like you said, no one's offered you anything for this.
I don't think
except
you're-
me. So obviously, a little exposure is not going to hurt you.
I don't think he's really.
we just put it all up on the podcast.
Trust me. How long have you had this watch?
He's really not trying to sell it.
2005, I think. Or
Obviously,
2006.
you're not being flooded with offers.
Not yet. It just got put up on Facebook
It's
today.
been up 7 hours.
2006.
7 hours. It was like early when it came up.
That's an 11-year-old watch. Why would anybody want to spend that much on an
11-year-old watch.
Because it's still, dude. The thing is with Rolexes, they haven't changed, and like Movados
I
and
bet
Rados,
you the battery's
they
dead
haven't-
too on it.
They haven't, dude. You get a new battery. They haven't changed.
No,
the-
you know
Oh,
what?
so
No,
that
no.
mean that you only pay him $90.
I want
If
If I gotta get my own battery,
you
no,
pay him
I'll
$90.
buy a new battery before I
all
sell
right,
it.
all right. I'll give you the 100, but I want a new battery.
No. Anyway,
and clean it first.
Yeah, fucking get a microfiber cloth or some shit.
they
Greasy ass
haven't
watch.
changed the styles of their watches in hundreds of years.
Okay, that's cool. But
So
if somebody was
they
trying
look
to
the
sell
same as
me
they
an,
have been.
somebody was trying to sell me an 11-year-old car, I'd be like,
That's different because a car is they do
Not
change
only that,
models
not
and
only
they
are
have
they
mileage.
trying to sell you an 11-year-old car, but they don't even have the courtesy to wash it.
Yeah.
It's all like dusty.
Motherfucker,
And
did I say I'm selling it like that? No, it's just the way that it looks in the pictures.
maybe okay. Here's what you should do: you should clean it up a little bit, and then maybe I'll give you 115.
I'm not selling it for 115.
You should put it on the NKOTP page. Maybe you might get a better offer.
Whatever. I'm not talking
Because
about
obviously,
Why
you're
are
not-
we still talking about
You're
this?
not getting offers, John.
Why are we still talking
You're not
about
getting
this?
offers.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, 125. That's it.
No,
That's
you're
it.
crazy.
125 and in payments.
No. Payments. Get the fucking cheap ass. Motherfucker, this ain't Kmart. You're gonna fucking layaway.
$25 down payments.
How about this? We will do layaway. You pay me per month, and until I think it's enough, I will give you the watch. How about that?
Oh man, you're like the worst friend ever.
Let's move on to Momba's movie review.
Momba's movie review. I hope I don't end up like Ebert.
Do I finally get a segment?
You do? Yes. So, Momba, what movie will you be reviewing today?
Unfortunately, I will be reviewing Power Rangers.
Oh, my
Because
goodness.
we all went to go see it on Saturday.
We did.
So where do I start? Those of you who may know, Power Rangers, the movie, was based on a 90s show about 5 kids who stumble upon
5 teenagers with attitude.
5 disgruntled teenagers who don't really have problems in life, but they make them up anyways, who stumble upon Zordon and who grants them morphing, what are those called? Those
The
fucking
coins, the morphing
morphing coins, and they turn into Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
And they save the galaxy, and Angel Grove is where they're from. So it was great when it was in the 90s, because in the 90s, different time. Things were made differently. Things were campy. But when you make a movie out of it and set it in modern day times, it just doesn't feel right. And I realize now, after talking to a bunch of people, I am the minority in not liking the movie.
Yeah, almost
You
everybody
are.
I know
It was great.
liked it. It was a fun movie.
I liked it because I've seen the original Power Rangers.
I've
Yes.
seen the original.
No, you have not, Mom. But we've been
Okay.
through this. You have not seen it. You thought you saw it.
The reason why
What you saw
you
was-
remember so much of it is because
You
when you saw the Power
saw-
Rangers, you were already doing your taxes. You were a fucking adult already. I was still a kid, okay? You had better comprehensive memory.
Look, when you were watching,
When I was a toddler watching
you thought
Power
you were
Rangers.
No, you weren't watching. You were watching something else. You didn't know you were watching.
He was watching
what you
Big
were-
Bad
You were watching
Beetleborgs.
Big Bad Beetleborgs. That's
a
why you
great
were
show.
so mad. We walked out of the theater. He's like, "Oh, that movie was fucking stupid. There weren't 5. There's only 3 bad Beetleborgs. Why are there 5 of them?" I'm like, "You're completely missing the whole point, Mamba."
He's like, this isn't VR Troopers.
Yeah.
Listen,
So you shouldn't be giving this review. You haven't even seen the original Power Rangers.
you shouldn't have even watched Power Rangers when it came out originally because you were middle-aged. Anyways, the main problem that I had with the 2017 movie is that they spend a lot of time not doing what they're meant to do, which is power ranging. They don't get their... They don't,
It was the first movie.
It's an origin story.
Yeah, it's
why
an
do
origin
people
story.
keep telling me that it's an origin story? That doesn't...
Because
like,
it's for people like you who've never seen the original
what if,
Power
Exactly.
Rangers.
what if they didn't make... If they weren't going to make a sequel or a sequel didn't...
They already knew they were going to
They
make
knew.
the
they
sequel.
were
They
just
knew
gonna-
right away.
they were just gonna make a-
They knew pre-production
half-ass
because of the
sequel?
hype that
Dude,
there was
not
gonna be
just
a
that,
sequel.
but you know, Power Rangers is probably one of the. I think at the time was the highest watched kids show.
It was.
So yeah,
Highest.
a lot of people should have reference to it already.
So it doesn't matter, but there's a new generation of kids that have never even heard of Power
Okay,
Rangers.
that's
They're gonna
fine.
go watch the show or the movie, and they need a point of origin.
I'll entertain the idea that it's an origin story and they're setting it up. But if you make 75% of the movie them being angsty, and then
They're
the last,
teenagers with attitude,
Look,
Mamba.
Yeah, they got
Look,
they
man.
got a brood for at least 30 minutes.
when I watched that, when I went into there, I expected a lot of karate fights, a lot of fucking what's that explosion? Like whenever the Power Rangers used to get hit, they would be
Explosions.
explode. Yeah, they would have just like
Yeah, but that was back in the 90s.
if
This is
you
the
tapped
90s.
them, they would be explosion. There was fireworks everywhere. There was whenever a Power Ranger got hit, they would just spark for some reason, and that didn't happen. There was no bulk and skull, which is upsetting.
I was disappointed about that. That's the only thing I was disappointed about the movie was Bulk and Skull.
So they
missing.
spent like a quarter of the movie doing what they were meant to do, and it was so. I was basically watching a watered down Breakfast Club, as they attempted to act their way through emotions. That Asian guy, it looked like they just picked him off the street and they go, "I want to be a Power Ranger." He was like, "I'm not doing anything else."
You, my friend.
yeah, that was a terrible
Or
review.
no.
Very unbelievable. You
It's Power Rangers. What did you expect?
You expect me to believe that a ginger white kid, is going to bully A black kid?
Yeah.
For those who know, the black kid is Billy, who becomes a Power Ranger, and he gets bullied
Spoiler
by a
alert.
redheaded kid. It's the beginning of the movie. And he just lets it happen. You know who has to save him? A white guy. That shit is unbelievable. Even though that kid was autistic or on the spectrum, that black kid would have murdered that. He would have fucked him up.
Why? Because he's black? That's a generalization, my friend. Not all black men can fight.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm positive.
You obviously never got into a fight with a black guy before.
Didn't you just watch the Serge Ibaka fight the other day?
Yeah, sir. Robin Lopez looked like
Serge Ibaka.
Looked like he threw a punch for the first time in his life.
Exactly, and Serge didn't look too hot himself either.
Serge Ibaka would have murdered him. Anyways, we're getting off topic. And, yeah, so I didn't really like it. I was kind of bored. Is that Becky G?
That is the Yellow Ranger.
We're going to get pulled.
You're going to get pulled.
Nope. As long as it's under 10 seconds, we don't get sued.
It's one more than 10 seconds.
And now.
And you're not stopping
Yeah.
it.
It's still got...
Oh, shit, it was buffering.
So I wasn't a big fan of the movie. And I liked the source material growing up. Hey, I really like
You
that.
didn't watch the source
I
material growing up.
love the movie from the 90s with Ivan Ooze. That movie was great.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible, actually.
That movie was amazing. For its
You
time...
didn't even know who Lord Zed was.
Yeah, you
I
didn't even know
who
Lord Zed was.
I thought you guys were talking about Pulp Fiction, like Zed, the cop.
See, this is why I'm telling you. You haven't seen the original. You can't appreciate it.
I've seen the original.
You thought you saw the original. You probably saw a commercial.
I was
for
the
original.
audience that they were catering to. They weren't expecting some 30-year-old man to watch a show.
So while I was watching this show, you were probably still. I mean, you weren't getting no Happy Meals at the time. You were still getting some Arch Deluxes.
Yeah, exactly. But it was okay.
It was good. Don't listen to Mama.
It was good. Go watch it. It was fun.
Look, I'm definitely in the minority when it comes to it, so go in there with an open mind because it's gonna. You don't have to go in. If you want to enjoy the movie, dumb yourself down a little bit. Don't
No.
expect too much.
Dude, it's Power Rangers. What more do you expect? It was never going to be an Oscar-nominated film.
I'm gonna spoil a little bit here because
No,
it
no
is
spoiler
so
alert.
fucking funny. I don't know. It's funny to me that one scene where Jason is trying to get the team together. They haven't got their armor yet, so they're not full blown Power Rangers. And Jason's like, "Hey, who wants to go kill Rita? Like, who wants to go murder this person?" And they're all like, "Yeah." They like start raising. Yeah, I want to go murder
Because
her.
she's evil.
So then they all grab like makeshift weapons. Somebody grabs a pipe. Somebody else grabs a chain.
Well, yeah.
Okay, well, whatever.
Have you ever been hit with a pipe?
Have you ever been hit with a chain?
Is this your segment?
Have you been hit with a pipe?
Is this your segment?
Besides taking the pipe, have you been hit with a pipe?
Damn! Get him
Shit.
off, you Momba.
That was a good one. I can. That was pretty good. All right, I'm done. That's my segment's over.
All right. Anyway, so speaking of Power Rangers, do you know some facts about Power Rangers?
Ooh,
That was a question.
Not fun facts. Not fun facts. These facts are never fun. Not fun for anyone. Not fun facts.
So, since Tony doesn't want to do this segment, I guess I
It's
will
not that I
step
don't
in.
want to do it. It's just that I feel that I need to give Junkyard and Mamba the opportunity to grow as podcasters. So I need to give them a little more responsibility.
I've done this segment before when you were
Kind of
gone.
like, you gotta let them spread their wings a little bit. I'm tired of sheltering them, always having to carry them. I think it's time that they, start to branch out a little bit for their own good.
That's fine. You should probably drive yourself home then.
Yeah, you should you should branch out
If you're
and like get yourself
if you're
home.
becoming
Whoa, whoa,
if you're
whoa.
becoming independent, you
Whoa,
should probably.
I never said about full-blown independence now. Let's not get carried away.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, Power Rangers was based on a Japanese show. It's called Super Sentai, created by Toei Studios in 1975. The first iteration lasted 2 years, but afterward, the Rangers got a new theme every year. Japanese kids got to watch 5 Rangers: Turbo Rangers, Goggle 5 Rangers, Battle Fever J Rangers, Ninja Rangers, and King Rangers. So basically what they ended up doing with the show was all the fight scenes were, were actually from the original Japanese show. And then, like, the other scenes where it was, like, the actors, that was the American kids playing, in the show.
Yeah, so they choreographed all or they basically matched up, they synced up the fight scenes to go with the plot with whatever.
Well, no, but no, what happened was, the only time they fought was when they were out of their suits. Once they were in their suits, it was all Japanese, or the original Japanese show. And the only time they wore their suits were with their helmets off. I think from what I was reading, they only wore their helmets like full on suits in that show like twice.
Wait, in what show?
In Power Rangers, like the actual Kimberly, Jason, Billy, Zach, and Trini. The actual actors
had their full suit.
Oh, full suits twice in the whole show.
Every other time it was someone else underneath.
No. It was a Japanese It was a Japanese show. So what they did was they merged the Japanese show and the American show. So anything with the Power Rangers with the suits
is actually the Japanese.
The Japanese show. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
So they just did like a cut and paste.
Yeah, it was a cut and paste.
Oh.
So like everything in Angel Grove and like them fighting the putties was obviously the American kids. But once they started fighting monsters and stuff, it was all the Japanese show. They even ran out of fucking monsters to fight, because the iteration only lasted so long that what they ended up doing, like if you go back and look, they had two of the same monsters. They just changed the color of the monster.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, they just have some some copycats.
Yeah. So and if you notice also, Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, has a skirt, obviously because she's a girl. But in the American show, Trini's a girl, but she doesn't have a skirt. That's because in Japan, the Yellow Ranger was a dude, not a female.
So, that's why when they're fighting, like with the full suit, it's not actually Trini, it's a dude.
It's a dude.
That's why I see a bulge.
Why were you looking?
If you look, a friend told me that, like, if you look closely, you see a bulge.
Well, it's Japanese. You're not really going to see a bulge.
But you do see a little bulge.
You see a baby bulge.
You're going to see a
little mini bulge.
Okay.
So anyway, and also it took 7 years to sell the show. You guys didn't know. Before, he was an executive producer of Power Rangers. Haim Saban, the creator of, or the recreator, I guess, of Power Rangers. He's also it was a producer of NBC Kid Video, like MTV for Kids. And a trip to Japan, he met with animation studios and discovered Super Sentai. He said, well, you got to do something with this. It's big in Japan, but nobody else in the world is looking at this stuff. So Suki Levy, the show's executive producer, who wrote and scored the pilot episode, went with Saban shopping around for the show, but no one was interested. For 7 years, they schlepped the thing, and everyone said, go take the pill or something because it's too weird. Guys in spandex suits and dinosaurs. In 1993, he met with Fox Children Network president Margaret Loesch, and she was definitely interested, and the rest is history. That's how it became Power Rangers, and originally was called Dino Rangers.
Yes, I do remember that.
But they changed. Obviously, they thought it was dumb, so they changed it to Power Rangers. Also, the song, Go Go Power Rangers. Yeah. They kind of stole that from Inspector Gadget. Go Go Gadget.
Yeah.
So because of the Go Go Gadget,
the jingle.
So they were like Go Go Gadget instead of Go Go Gadget. It's
Go Gadget Arm.
So it's Go Go Power Rangers. That's what they ended up calling it. And another fun fact is there was a different Yellow Ranger in the pilot episode of Power Rangers. It wasn't Trini, or it was a Hispanic Power Ranger.
They kept on showing up late for work.
No, what happened was that she asked for more money, and they got rid of her, and they hired Thoi Trang to play Trini on the original show. And like I was telling Tony, the action sequences came from the Japanese version. So let me give you a little more information about that.
So did any of them actually know karate?
Yeah. So Jason was a martial artist. Tommy was a martial artist. Kimberly, Amy Jo Johnson, she was a real she knew gymnast. She was gymnastics. Zach was a dancer / martial artist, and they made all the hip hop keto. Remember hip hop keto? The moves that you don't remember. You didn't watch the show. Tony, do you remember the hip hop keto?
Fuck you.
What?
You remember hip hop keto in the show? Like, you know, remember Zach?
Yeah.
He used to create like that dance
Yeah,
move.
he had
was,
like his own little. Yeah.
They only gave him like 3 minutes to actually make that, like before each show. Like, you gotta come up with these moves ASAP. And he would like improvise and make those hip hop keto moves. And okay, so let's give you more about like Zordon. The actor who played Zordon was only filmed once. David Fielding was the name of was the inspiration for Zordon, who was originally called Zoltar, was a mythical character like Zeus or Odin. So the voice was projecting. You know, he auditioned against one other person, and after auditioning with the actors cast as Rangers, he booked the role. But instead of a regular gig, he was filmed just once for a couple of hours. For budgetary reasons, they never filmed the actor again. They shaved off all his hair, glued his earbags, and used makeup to make the eyebrows stand out, and then painted the top half of his chest and shoulders green and sat in front of a green screen. Well, so that way, you know, because they were just going to use his head. If you watch the character in the show, his movements and actions seem really sort of out of sync with everything.
Wait, who's this?
Zordon.
Okay.
The rest of the time he played Zordon was just in the recording studio.
Yeah.
So they only filmed him once for a few hours. That's it. Here's another interesting, not fun fact. The Green Ranger wasn't supposed to stick around.
I do remember, yeah.
The 5 original Rangers had already been cast. Jason David Frank came into audition for Tommy, the Green Ranger, after that was initially only supposed to appear for a few episodes, but the fans loved him so much, they sent letters to Saban saying to bring him back. So Frank would go on to play the White Ranger, who appears in 217 episodes of the show, and appear in 217 episodes.
Isn't he like the longest running Ranger? Like he was the Green Ranger originally. Then he became the White Ranger.
Then he became the Red Ranger, and
the Red Zeo Ranger or something.
Yeah.
And then the Black Ranger.
Some shit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was the longest running Ranger in the show, and he's like the only one that actually loves the Power Rangers.
What do you mean?
I mean, because like a lot of them rejected it after they were gone. Thoy Trang died in a car accident. The Yellow Ranger. She died in a car accident a few years after the show. Billy hated the Power Rangers because he said he got bullied for being gay.
Yeah, like supposedly like they were like real.
They're really mean to him.
Yeah. David Yost.
Yeah. Jason from the Power Rangers. He just didn't give a fuck anymore and just left.
And he like kind of lived in his Jeep for a while.
Yeah.
Because they weren't paid shit.
They weren't. So here's some more interesting information. So they were literally getting paid $600 a week. Amy Jo Johnson told No Pink Spandex. It was a non-union show and no residuals. Absolutely not one residual. St. John told the who's Jason?
Yeah.
Told the Huffington Post that I could have worked at the window at McDonald's and still made more than the Power Rangers in the first season. He said it was so disappointing. It was frustrating. It made a lot of us angry. We had a lot of fun. We worked around the damn clock. We worked long, hard hours in a non-union show, and we'll just never be paid what we should have been paid. The situation didn't change much after the first season. Saban Entertainment was still raking in loads of cash from merchandising, video games, theme parks, capitalizing on the actors' likenesses. And John said, I figured after 2 seasons we deserved to be a union show. And the conversation basically went, we should all get together and talk to representation and have someone represent us for these contracts as a group. And that didn't work out. So 3 of us ended up negotiating, and the 3 of us stayed. And eventually what happened was negotiating out of the contracts and moved on. That's why Trang, Jones, St. John didn't return for a 3rd season, which would end up being the last of this iteration of Rangers. They're replaced by Karen Ashley, Johnny Young Bosch, and Stephen Cardenas, who donned the yellow, black, and red Ranger uniforms respectively.
That's when they went to like Power Rangers Zeo or something.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, Saban's a dick.
Yeah,
he didn't pay him shit.
They didn't pay him jack shit. Oh, another here. Last fact, not fun fact. So Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston voiced 2 villains. He was who played Zordon in the movie. If you listen closely to the villains in 2 of 1993 Power Rangers episodes, Foul Play in the Sky and Bad Reflection on You, you'll hear the one who knocks. Cranston did the voice for those years and years ago. Someone once told him that they named the Blue Ranger after him. His last name was Billy. His name was Billy Cranston. He found out years later that it was actually true. They named Billy after Bryan Cranston. So yeah.
Very informative, Junkyard.
Yeah.
You did a good job.
And by the way, you know how you love Bulk and Skull so much? There was almost a Bulk and Skull spinoff.
Almost.
Almost, but it didn't come true.
That sucks. That sucks to know that they didn't get paid what they should have. That show made like millions of dollars.
It did. It made lots. Like I said, it was one of the most watched children's show of,
All time.
of all time. And it went on for 20 series. There was 20 versions of Power Rangers since the first one. So yeah, they started like a, what do you call it? A renaissance, if you will. A children's show renaissance. And they didn't get paid for it, man.
I mean, it was no big bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah, definitely no Big Bad Beetleborgs.
According to Momba.
Show was great.
All right.
Had a much better theme song. Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Is that how it went?
Yeah,
I never watched
You
that
sure?
show.
I think it was a long time ago.
Let's
Go
find
ahead,
out.
play it. Hopefully we don't get pulled. Yeah. What the? There, you see? Why was there a ghost? I don't remember.
You didn't watch Beetleborgs either.
Yeah, you did.
Why were they in a haunted house?
That's how they got their powers.
From a ghost?
Were they like possessed? Do they need an exorcism?
I gotta figure this shit out. This kid's just going to a haunted house. Some ghost gives them their powers.
All right, let's go ahead and get to our crazy news story, shall we? We are VR. We are VR. We are VR.
Now
I was watching that on Netflix the other day.
VR
It's
Troopers?
Yeah.
now I know I definitely didn't watch that one.
Oh, reality. I used to watch it. There were 3 of them. Caitlin from VR Troopers was hot as fuck. I used to dream about her and Kimberly from Power Rangers all the time.
What's her name?
She comes out in
Sarah Brown.
yeah, she comes out in in like General Hospital or some bullshit, in some like soap opera. Yeah, VR Troopers is actually on Netflix. I was watching it the other day. It's quite cheesy but good. All right, so today's crazy news story is woman blames car crash on Bigfoot. An Idaho motorist told the local sheriff's department that Bigfoot sighting caused her to crash her car last Wednesday night. According to Pullman Radio, the woman who was not identified told Lada County Sheriff's Office that she saw a Sasquatch chasing a deer on a stretch of US 95 outside of Paltac. She said the creature was shaggy and between 7 and 8 feet tall. The Moscow Pullman Daily News reported the woman checked her mirrors to see the Bigfoot, but as her eyes readjusted to the road, she hit a deer with her Subaru Forester, the newspaper said. Pullman Radio reported that the woman continued driving, picked up her husband from work, then drove to the sheriff's office to report the incident. Officers did not find any evidence of Bigfoot at the scene of the crash. The radio station reported that 50-year-old driver suffered a minor neck injury. So yeah, this chick crashed for fucking supposedly for Bigfoot.
For a fake Sasquatch?
I guess. She probably just hit a fucking deer and she just blamed it on Bigfoot.
They say how old this lady is?
Yeah, didn't they say her age?
Maybe
No, it's just an Idaho motorist.
Maybe her husband's always giving her shit about how terrible her driving is. And then she got into an accident. She's like, fuck, I don't want to prove him right. So it's like, it was Bigfoot.
And he's like, oh my God, you saw Bigfoot? Let's go to the police and report it. She's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, now she has to live with that
Right.
lie. Little does everybody know, she's just terrible at driving.
And that's the best she could come up with.
Yeah.
It was like,
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's get to our gripes, shall we?
Hell no, motherfuckers! Wake the fuck up.
I feel like I had some.
Tony,
But I
what's your gripe?
Life is good.
No, life can't be good. Look at him.
So I started watching this movie that you guys want to shut the fuck up about. I haven't finished watching it. I'm about halfway through, and
What movie? Oh, La La Land?
all I have to say is it's okay.
La La Land was amazing. What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay. I mean, it's like The Notebook, except they're singing.
I'm not gonna.
It's nothing like The Notebook. Did you even finish watching the movie?
They're like in love, and
It's
he's
nothing
all
like The Notebook.
It's like he's like, I'm a musician and I'm struggling, and then he gets his job and they offer him a lot of money and he's still pissy, and it's like, the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm definitely not gonna take the opinion of somebody who thinks Power Rangers is a fucking good movie and doesn't like La La Land.
I mean, it's I'm not gonna. I wouldn't have nominated for
Dude,
best movie.
it should have won best movie.
I mean,
The only mistake they made that night at the Oscars was not making it best picture.
I mean,
Right, Momba?
it's your formulatic, it's too cookie cutter.
Oh, you haven't seen the ending.
Struggling.
Yeah, did you even watch the ending?
Struggling musician meets struggling actress. They fall in love.
Did you finish watching
they
it?
hate each other. Well, no, I didn't finish watching it.
Well, then finish watching it before you
Struggling
make it, before you have an
musician.
opinion, you idiot.
Struggling musician
Oh my god.
meets struggling actress.
I've never seen that.
So that's a cliche.
Yeah, with what other movie? Name one other movie that has a struggling actress.
Every movie I can think of.
Name one.
Has somebody
Give
struggling.
me the title of one.
Somebody struggling, falls in love with someone else that's struggling. They hate each other at first, then they love each other.
No,
and then they
that's
get all
not right at
then
all.
they get all
That's-
broody.
that's definitely not
and
right
they,
at all.
Then they have conflict.
Most
because
romance movies are always about people that are well off. You ever see romantic comedies? Somebody who works downtown in New York and they live in this giant loft in the city. It's like,
Like-
how do you afford
Like
that?
the Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. She was a fucking rich. she was
Anyway,
rich.
it's full of cliches. It's acting is a little too much. Overacting.
Get the
It's-
fuck outta
Overacting.
here.
Acting was
Emma-
too good.
Emma Stone won fucking Best
Emma
Actress.
Stone was okay.
And Ryan Gosling got nominated for Best Actor.
Ryan Gosling is the same character he played in The
No, that's
Notebook.
not true.
The
Outta
exact
here.
same character he was in what's the other one where he drives around? Just sits
Drive?
around, just walks around and broods.
Drive? No, it was
Very monotone.
in Drive. He didn't
little
say
to no.
anything.
The only
He had like 2 lines in that whole
the
movie.
only emotion he shows is when he's bitching about how much money he's getting paid, which is a lot.
The only emotion you're showing right now is that you're on your period.
He's just crying that jazz music is dying, and
because he has a passion.
and he's like,
do you have a passion?
And then he's like, oh, I need money. I'm getting all these overdue notices. And this guy's like, hey, I got a job for you. You want to get paid lots of money and go on tour? He's like, oh, it's about the music. Oh, what the fuck?
because he has a passion.
Yeah.
You have a passion?
Passion's not gonna fucking pay his bills. What are you gonna do? My mortgage is over. Let me pay it in passion. Yeah,
You obviously have passion for anything.
Okay, yeah, you know what passion gets you? Passion and $5 can
You know
get
what?
you
'Cause
one
you're-
cup of coffee.
You're complacent. That's why.
If you had a little more passion for this podcast,
Yeah, exactly.
maybe you'd be better at it.
That's why we didn't record last week. Because Tony was like, I want to take a week off.
Yeah, because he has no passion.
So I can watch One Tree Hill. Or-
Exactly.
Or
Hey,
Gilmore
look,
Girls.
the only reason I'm watching One Tree Hill is because everyone keeps telling me that I look like a young Chad Michael Murray. So I'm like,
You-
look,
you
let
look-
me just see what this show's all about then. I guess I got to watch it. Just
Chad Michael Murray is a tall white guy with blonde hair.
Yeah.
With not even blonde, with hair.
You look like Chad Michael Murray if Chad Michael Murray was like 50 years older,
And
balding, and homosexual.
And had the downs.
Then you look exactly like Chad Michael Murray.
Look, hey, man, I'm not the one that's saying these things. People are coming up to me
Yeah,
telling me that I look
Dude,
like a
One
young...
Tree Hill hasn't been on for fucking like 10 years.
Yeah,
Who the
nobody's-
fuck is coming up to
Look,
you?
man, I don't...
Nobody.
I didn't know the show has been on for like 10 years. I've never seen the show.
Get the fuck
People
outta
have
here.
just been coming up to me telling me, hey, have you ever seen One Tree Hill? I'm like, no, I've never seen it. Like, I've heard of the show. They're like, oh, you look just like a young Chad Michael Murray. So I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
They're,
But then...
they're probably confusing him with the kid on the radio, Lee Norris, the one that played Minkus in Boy Meets World. That's who this motherfucker looks like. That's what they're trying to say. You look like, what's that guy from One Tree Hill? And Tony's like, Chad Michael Murray? Like, I don't know, but yeah, that guy. Whatever.
Look, man, you guys are just hating hard, okay? I'm not the one that, is coming up with these ideas. This is just what's being presented
Nobody's
to me.
coming up with those ideas.
Yeah. Anyway,
Hell no, motherfuckers!
Wake the fuck up.
Mamba, you're right.
I don't have one right now.
What?
You go.
Why?
I'll think of one after you're done.
I thought you had one about Chipotle. your
yeah.
your recycled gripe.
That's always a good gripe. I like it.
It's all right. You said I used it already.
You did use it
Use
already.
it again.
All right, I'll do it anyways. It's gonna get a little bit racially insensitive.
You
but-
said that the last time, and it was fine.
Okay. All right. I'm not being racist. I'm just observing. I'm just reporting what I observe. I go to Chipotle a lot, and what I notice that when I go to Chipotle is that black women are the worst people alive when ordering food. Now that's not being racist. It's being true.
You're generalizing. How about some black
I'm
women?
generalizing, but for the most part, every time somebody's gotten to an argument at Chipotle, it's always been a black lady because their food has to be perfect. They're like when I go to Chipotle, and if I get the steak and the steak's like a little bit overcooked, I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna fucking eat it anyways. If I ask for extra rice and they don't put like a lot, I'm like, okay, well, I probably don't need the rice.
You clearly don't need the rice.
I don't need the rice. I don't need the carbs.
You shouldn't be asking for
This
extra
guy's doing
anything.
me a favor. But if you do that to
You could ask for extra lettuce.
Yeah, you should ask for extra lettuce.
you do that to a black lady, you watch yourself, friend. you because you're in for an argument. Like last time I went to Chipotle was yesterday, and the lady behind me, she was.
You mean today?
No, I didn't go today. She was first. She had the worst attitude. She's like, okay, I want to taste the chicken, and the person was like, oh, well, what meat do you want? She's like, I want to taste the chicken and the steak before I decide. And the person didn't hear her, and they were like, which meat? She's like, I want to try the meat before I order it. I'm like, this fucking bitch. So I can go on and on about the many instances I've seen where black ladies just go crazy at Chipotle, but we'd be here all day, and we don't have that much time. It's supposed to be an hour and a half podcast. But that is my gripe.
So you're saying that you're not generalizing, and you're not being racist, but
my observation is
from your observations, what you have noticed in the small sample size that is not indicative of an entire race.
And plus, I worked at a Starbucks for a while, and black ladies, they always had the biggest demands. Them and their caramel. Like, hey, can I get extra caramel? Or they wouldn't even say caramel. Can I get caramel?
Do they like mumble like caramel?
Yeah, caramel. And then I thought I put extra. They were like, no, I said extra. So I would have to fill the fucking cup before I poured their coffee in. It's like, this bitch is destined for diabetes.
Now, are a lot of these women heavyset?
The bigger they are, the more attitude they'll have. Because they're hungry, you know? Their blood sugar's low. Their blood sugar's low. They're not, you know, they're not right in the head right now because they're not thinking straight. They just see food and they want it. So yeah.
Hell no, motherfuckers!
Wake the fuck
And
up.
also they'll ask for extra meat, but they want to pay for it. Like they'll give them a scoop. They'll put a scoop of steak on there. Like, can I get a little bit more? And the person will be like, oh, do you want extra meat? She's like, no, I just want a little bit more. Bitch,
So
that's extra.
That is extra.
You want extra meat.
No, I just want a little bit more. I don't want extra.
I just want more on there. So that's my gripe. I wonder if we're going to get any complaints for that.
Oh, you didn't get complaints last time.
We didn't?
No.
All right.
My gripe is smaller cars hiding behind bigger cars in the parking lot. Don't you hate that? Like when you're driving and you're like, "Fuck, is that a spot?" You think there's a like really good spot, but it's just another
you get
car.
your hopes up?
Yeah, and it just turns out to be another car.
That's just a metaphor for life, man.
I know, man.
Disappointment.
So, I mean, it's a short, gripe, but I'm sure everybody experiences it. It's just like, fuck, like, man, can't you like, if you know you have a small car, don't pull in so far up.
Do you think like stick back a little bit?
Yeah, stick back so people can see you, so you don't get excited that it's a fucking parking spot. That's just my gripe. That's simple. That's it.
It's a simple.
It's a little things in life, good and bad.
Hell no, motherfuckers!
Wake the fuck up.
All right, let's go ahead and let's get to our questions, shall
Too
we?
many questions. There's too many questions.
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they?
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
My answers frighten you, Vincent, then you should cease asking scary questions.
Before we go to the question and close out the show, are we going to do the L of the week?
You didn't tell me there was an L of the week.
Well, yeah, I should have. I thought Momba had one, but I have a good L of the week.
I know who you're gonna do already.
Who?
Well, good thing
I'm gonna do the L of the L of the week goes to a collective.
Oh, a
And
collective.
The L of the week goes to
the Blaze.
No, actually, well, yeah, fuck the Blaze.
Wait, can I take a guess? Does his name already start with an L?
No.
Oh, okay.
Were you gonna say Tommy Lahren?
No, I was gonna say LeVar Ball.
Although that motherfucker shoots it. Yeah. Anyway,
Tommy Lahren doesn't get an L. She's the one that's been.
Well, she actually got permanently banned.
Right,
from her,
exactly.
So
So
I mean, that's a win for everybody.
No, okay, well, go ahead.
So anyway, it's not a political podcast. We're not going to get.
But
into
shouldn't
that.
she get a W for sticking to her guns?
Yeah, I think she should actually. We should be praising Tommy.
No, I was actually like, when she made those. Well, for those who don't know, Tommy Leonard is hyper conservative.
Very attractive.
Very conservative.
But she's down.
Very attractive.
She's down with abortion.
She's always yelling at the camera
Probably had a
about
couple.
how all the problems in America are because of
Colin Kaepernick. All the problems in America are because of Colin Kaepernick.
Pretty much. So, as conservative she is, she went on The View and she made comments that she's pro-choice. She's for limited government. She's like, stay out of my guns
And
stay out of my body.
I'll play the real quick clip.
Stay out of my guns and my body.
But you also consider yourself pro-choice, which is interesting to me because 68% of conservative Republicans think that abortion should be illegal across the board.
No, I'm pro-choice, and here's why. I am a constitutional, someone that loves the Constitution. I am someone that's for limited government, and so I can't sit here and be a hypocrite and say I'm for limited government, but I think that the government should decide what women do with their bodies. I can sit here and say that as a Republican, and I can say, you know what, I'm for limited government, so stay out of my guns. And you can stay out of my body as well. So I think it's...
You need to go out and
I want to get in that body. Anyway.
So anyway, because of that, she was suspended for a week. And then that week suspension turned into a permanent ban. So she's just now fired from her mega popular show.
Yeah, super popular amongst...
Final thoughts.
But I praise her for sticking her guns. And
let him give his L.
That's not an L. That should be a W.
No, what?
That's
No.
Tommy Lahren gets the W of the week.
I never thought we would be giving a W to Tommy
Oh, you're
Lahren.
giving a W?
We're giving Tommy Lahren a W.
Who are you giving the L to, though?
Oh, I got L's to go around.
Oh,
My
okay.
first L goes to fucking Republicans and
And
shitty healthcare bill.
Worse than that goes to LeVar Ball.
And LeVar Ball. So, man, there's just so many L's to go around.
Damn,
LeVar
dishing
Ball.
them left and right.
LeVar Ball,
No,
you
no.
get an L. I
You're
feel
like Oprah
I
right
feel
now.
Oprah.
You get an L. You get an L.
LeVar Ball, you get an L.
Your son lost in the UCLA lost the championship. You get an L.
Again, Republicans, you get an L. Trump care, you get an L. And what's that clown? The speaker. What's his name?
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan.
When he gave that super depressing, sad thumbs up after he walked out of that hearing, after he said oh, yeah, well, Obamacare is the law of the land. And then he walks out and they take pictures of him. He's like, he gives you the world's saddest thumbs up.
Really? I didn't even see it.
You got to look at it. It's depressing. Anyway, they take the L. But another big L.
Hold on.
This week.
Before we move on to your next L, speaking of Paul Ryan, did you see his the video he had right after he got whatchamacallit? He got denied?
Nope.
This to us is something that we're not going to give up on because we're not going to give up on destroying the healthcare system for the American people.
Yeah.
That was a video of him saying that.
Yeah.
That's real. That's not fake.
Yeah, they're not going to give up on destroying healthcare. They're set. They're dead set on destroying healthcare. Anyway, Republicans just take the L. Another L is everyone takes an L because they just voted that.
Oh, internet.
There's no more internet privacy. That ISPs can sell your data to the highest bidder at their whim. So yeah, we take an L for that.
And the data includes your medical records,
Anything.
Social Security, what you buy, your
Anything
name, your
that
address.
passes through your ISP's internet traffic, they can sell it to advertisers as they please.
So should we encrypt our traffic from now on?
Yes. Get yourself a VPN. Use a Tor browser. There are ways. Anyway, so yeah, that sucks. But the biggest L, the L to end all L's for this week is Instagram models.
Isn't that one you sent us?
No, it's one of... Well, Instagram models...
Did they change their...
Man, no. Instagram models have just been getting got.
Oh.
For those who don't know, an Instagram model is a fairly attractive girl that uses her assets.
Uses Instagram to promote herself.
Basically just taking very skimpy clothing, a lot of ass shots, a lot
Photoshop,
of boob shots,
some Photoshop shots.
a lot of Photoshop, heavy makeup, heavy, on the cleavage, just to get more attention. Just
to get advertisers.
So anyway.
What they usually advertise is fit tea and those fucking ultraviolet teeth whitening things.
So these are like pseudo quasi like B, not even B rated. I mean, I don't even want to say B celebrities. What's below a B, like a C or a D celebrity?
I would call them like F celebrities.
These are like F list celebrities.
Because they're not even like known. They're only known to people who go on Instagram and creep on their pages.
Celebrities.
But see, there's levels of internet celebrities. Like Tommy Lahren is an internet celebrity because she wasn't on TV.
But see,
she's got more celebrities than any of these Instagram models.
As much as I hate her, she can articulate a solid paragraph, as opposed to some of these women.
Well, I mean, she yells it.
Yeah, I mean, but she could. But I understand what she's yelling.
And she's more really like she's real attractive, isn't a fake attractive. She's more real attractive than some of these Instagram models are.
So, because she's real.
Exactly.
So one of the L's, it's actually a funny story. Is this one guy? He used to have the Instagram name Maserati Rick, and he pretended that he was a Miami Dolphins football player.
The fuck.
So what he did was he actually, I think like in 2011, he actually went to the combine. He actually tried out for whatever team, or just went to the combine. Combine, for those who don't know, is just you go and you show off how fast
you are. It's like a tryout type thing.
It's like a tryout. Bunch of scouts there from different teams go to see, who they're going to draft for the NFL, whatever. So he was at the combine. He took a bunch of pictures. And I guess from there, he kind of made it seem like, hey, I'm about to get drafted. And he posted a lot of pictures of the Dolphins. Like, he would actually, he found a way to, he would show up to, Dolphins practice. I don't know how. But he would take pictures. And he would heavily filter all these pictures. He would take pictures of jerseys. And, so he kind of, played it off as, hey, I'm
the one playing.
But since he needed to use his real name,
right.
He just went by, by his,
alias.
Instagram, by his alias. Football, the rosters run deep, and there's a practice squad, so it's not that hard to
to fake it.
So
fake it till you make it.
So he was this whole time he was faking that he was this this Dolphins player, and he even got away with test driving super fancy cars, and he would take pictures with them, pretend they were his own. Hooked up with a bunch of Instagram models who thought that
he was a real football player.
He was a real football player. So he got caught because I guess he went on this this racist rant about black women, and once it someone saw it
about them being angry at Chipotle.
that might have been it. So I guess after that, people started digging, and they found out what his real name was, and they thought that he doesn't play for the Dolphins at all. So, but he's been doing this for years, so he's already finessed quite a number of Instagram models by now. So
any top name Instagram models?
I mean, what's a top name Instagram model?
Yeah,
there's some.
There's pictures of him with a bunch of them, and
I'm gonna have to look through and see if I follow any of them.
Yeah, I should look. So Instagram models, they take one L. Another L was Shabazz Muhammad. He is a basketball player for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So he's an actual professional athlete. Yes, he does play. I'm not saying he's great.
That doesn't mean he's not petty, though.
Exactly. So his side chick DM'd his girlfriend because he flew out this girl to Oregon, I guess, and left her there after they got it in. So he flew her out hey, you should come out. So he bought her a ticket. She went out to Oregon. They spend the night together. And the next day he's oh, you know what? I got to get back. The team's flying back tomorrow instead of 2 days from now, whatever. So he just took off and didn't buy her a ticket back. So she was stranded. And I guess she found out he was lying because she ran into him in one of the elevators in the hotel or something. It's oh, shit.
With some other baby girl?
Yeah, it was someone else. So that was awkward. So then I guess she was stranded. So she called or she DM'd his girlfriend saying, hey, your man
left me.
Yeah. And this is hey,
I fucked your man, basically.
He's this is really whack, but can you hit up your man? He flew me to Oregon, then lied and said the team had to fly back early, but I caught him on the elevator with another girl. He just had sex with me, and we didn't use protection. I'm not worried about the fact he's evil as fuck. I'm worried about the fact that his retarded ass didn't get me a proper flight home. And she responded, not my man, not my problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I guess she kept messaging her back, begging her. She's I'm literally just trying to get home, girl. I don't have time to be dealing with this retarded ass nigga. Please. And there's a little emoji with the hands together.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, he just called me while he was on the phone with you, and you were like, oh, so now you got me on mute. He's like, you can keep your man. I'm just trying to get a proper flight home. And I guess she didn't respond to that.
So how'd you get home?
Who knows? She might still be out there.
You're going to set up a GoFundMe.
So if you guys are in Oregon, there's a real Noel Bianca.
But she also had other beef or problems with other basketball players, right? Didn't she date Zach Randolph?
Oh, supposedly she's the one that she's the one that said like Zach Randolph like punched her or something.
And choked her and like gave her STDs.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
So if this guy Shabazz like knew who she was and she got STDs, then why would he raw dog her?
Hey man, because he don't care.
He doesn't care. He's flying bitches out, not buying them one-way flights.
I bet she was coached too.
Yeah.
Wasn't even first class.
Damn.
So yeah, Instagram models they just take it out
because they think because they think they're all hot and shit and they're not. I mean, they might be somewhat attractive,
because
but they're not hot shit.
Because they're attractive and they have like a couple thousand followers. They have these illusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
So, but the sad reality,
they're no Nicole Arbor.
Yeah, little do they know.
But little do they know that no one gives a fuck about you.
You can get left too.
You can get left just as easily as a regular girl.
Nicole Arbor, now that's a baby girl you can set your clock to.
So yeah, those are my L's for the week. L's to go around.
Good for Shabazz Muhammad.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get to our question, shall we?
Too many questions. There's too many questions.
The appropriate question is, when the hell are they?
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
If my answers frighten you, Vincent, then you should cease asking scary questions.
I had to sneeze.
Dear Tony and Momba, my son is angry to the point of rage that my daughter is dating his best friend, Ron. He says his sister betrayed him because when she and Ron broke up, she promised never to date another one of his friends again, but went back to dating Ron. He also blames my husband and me for encouraging them. They are only 18 months apart in age. We have shared that we understand his feelings of loss regarding his friend, but we don't think there's anything wrong with her dating Ron. I don't think anything will make him feel better except them breaking up again, and that doesn't look like it will happen. My son is 22 and my daughter is 20. This is ruining the once close-knit family we had. Any advice you can offer would be appreciated. Mess on the East Coast.
That's a good question. Well, nobody wants to...
Their sister dating their friends?
I mean, it depends on how close you are to your sister.
I mean, what if like one of your sisters started dating Tony? How would you feel?
I would tell him, look, if he ends up hurting your feelings, that's on you.
Really? You had no regard?
I mean, I can't... I'll give him forewarning. I'm like, look, whatever happens between you guys... Well, the only one that he could date... Well, I guess two of my sisters are of age, but I wouldn't let anybody I know date the 20-year-old. My other sister, she's 26, and she was like, hey, me and Tony are hitting off. And I'm like, that's cool, but it's none of my business.
What about anyone else from your family?
So, don't you fucking ask that question.
What if somebody a little bit older in your family?
I don't know who you're talking about. It's just me and my three sisters in my household.
Let's just say another female you know.
There is no
in
other
your female.
It's just me and my three sisters.
Like one that you're related to?
Like one that might live with you?
Can't really think of anything. Not off the top of my head.
One that supports you, maybe?
Nobody's. I got a job.
All right, man. Shit, I'm just asking, man.
Yeah, like hypothetically speaking.
Just hypothetical.
Hypothetically
man. Just
speaking.
hypotheticals here.
Well, how would you feel if Tony dated, this other, family member of yours?
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, she's friends with, Tony on Facebook, probably, maybe, possibly.
Okay.
He
has a lot of female friends on Facebook.
So would you stop giving me rides?
Huh?
Would you stop giving me rides?
I want to give you rides. Stop giving you rides right now.
So if one of your family members was riding Tony, you'd stop giving him rides?
For those that can't see, Mom was just shaking his head.
I don't want to... You purposely picked this question just
I didn't.
Just so you could set this shit up.
You think I thought this far in advance?
There's collusion going on. You're like, I'm gonna ask Momba, what does he think about Tony dating another one of his? You did this shit on purpose.
I didn't.
You think I'm stupid?
You really think I'm that smart and
Yeah,
like,
I don't
think
forward thinking that I was.
Joker does not have the foresight for that.
A cheap Movado watch is right twice a day, all right?
At noon and at
midnight. So you may have your moments where you can be cunning. And this may be one of them. I know what you're getting at. I'm not going to let you get there.
Damn.
Tony, what do you think about this
Momba
question?
is on guard. All right, so read it to me one more time.
What?
I want to make sure I get the
Because you were on your phone when I read it the first time.
No, because I want to make sure I get the facts right.
Give him bullet points. So
Give me bullet points.
This lady's son is upset that his sister's dating his
best friend Ron. He says his sister betrayed him, and then because when her and Ron broke up, she promised never to date one of his friends again. But then she went back to dating Ron, and then he blames her, his father and his mom, them, because for encouraging them, because she doesn't think there's anything wrong with it.
It's like the same person, the same guy though. So why is he getting upset?
Because she doesn't want him dating any of his friends, and she already dated one, and then they got back together after they broke up. She promised she would never date another one of his friends.
Different one.
Another one.
Well,
I will never date another one of your friends. Doesn't mean I can't date the same one.
And he's also upset because it's the loss of his friendship with Ron.
Nah, I bet you Ron's not even that good of a guy anyway. Look, friends are a dime a dozen.
But he's obviously got a good dick game if he's fucking his sister.
And she came back to him.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe what if his sister's homely? She may not find anyone else.
How would you feel if Mama dated your sister?
Oh man,
I don't think he would care.
I don't. You know what? If you could stand to be in a room with her for more than a couple hours, man, I'd be impressed.
Yeah. Plus, I seen.
But you'd be okay with it?
I'd be okay with it.
His sister scares me. Like at his brother's wedding, when his sister was like, "Hey, everybody, take a shot when you see a black car." I'm like, no, we'll be dead by the time.
Yeah,
we were on a trolley to the reception. Like, well, I'll be dead by the time we get there. His sister scares me. I wouldn't date. Scared the shit out of me once. Like, she showed up, and then how when you greet somebody, you kiss them on the cheek. I guess the kiss that I gave her on the cheek was too flimsy. She got pissed. She's like, "What? You don't want to kiss me on the cheek?" I was like, "I'm sorry." Shit.
Okay, fine. Let's change it up then. What if Mama decided to date your brother?
Oh,
that'd be gross.
I mean,
hairy guy and a fat guy.
Oh, that is kind of gross.
Really sweaty.
I would be against it only because it's gross.
Yeah. Not because there's
nothing wrong.
Not because it's same sex.
There's nothing wrong with, hey, it's 2017. I'm very progressive. I'm very open-minded, but that's just gross.
Nah, it's a sin against nature.
Like, can you imagine, just the smell?
The noises that would be made?
Oh, no. All right, we need to move on. Ugh. Anyway. Ron's probably not that good of a friend. You can go ahead and...
What about you, Junker?
What?
How happy is your sister?
Which one?
The one that's married.
Both of them are married.
The one that I met.
She's extremely happy.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I remember she dropped us off at the United Center and she kind of was feeling me.
She didn't drop us off, first of all. You got there by train.
I met your sister.
She picked, but she didn't.
The point is, he met her,
us off.
and he felt like she was feeling him.
There was there was a connection there.
She was just looking at you and be like, "Damn, how much McDonald's does that guy eat?"
No, she thought she was like, "Oh, he's hanging around with my brother. He's gonna be another short troll." Like, and when I showed up, and
she's like, "Oh wow, he's a really big troll."
When I was there, dude, you guys are killing it today.
So that's why she was shocked.
You.
Instead of a short troll, she's just a big one. It's the only difference.
She was just very surprised that you hang out with somebody as attractive as I am.
Yeah, right. As someone who eats as much McDonald's as you, yeah, she's pretty surprised.
When she saw me, your sister was ready to risk it all.
Risk what?
It. Ready to risk her marriage.
Yeah, right.
Does she listen to this?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I hope so. If you do, hey. Sure, listening.
Fuchsia listens to this, though.
Hey. Oh, shit. I mean, what's up?
Care to redact any statements, Momba?
Yeah, just edit that out.
No,
that's staying in.
I hope she gives you a fucking mouthful.
All right, did we answer the question?
Not really. So what do you expect? What do you want them to do?
Obviously, you can't do anything about it now because they're dating, right?
Right.
But what he can do is he can just find a new friend.
But what if Ron was like the best of friends, like the greatest friend he's ever had?
No one's that good of a friend.
I mean,
see, people make the mistake of believing that people are irreplaceable. Like, oh yeah, he's my best friend. Okay, yeah, you'll find another one. Oh, but but no, you need to like not get too attached to people.
Yeah.
Especially friends. Friends they come and go.
Do they? Doesn't a friendship last a lifetime?
No, it does not.
You sure? You don't expect to be Mamba's friend forever?
I think we'll be friends for like a few more years.
I probably won't live that long.
Why? Because you got the sugars.
Well, I obviously have health issues, and Tony's already gonna collect a senior citizen's card.
Social Security.
Yeah. So
I mean, time is not on our side.
I mean, I guess. All right.
You're not even friends with your friends anymore.
I'm not friends with my friends.
Yeah, like you
don't even have
that
any
doesn't
friends.
make any
like
sense.
You don't have any friends, basically.
Like the people that you say you're friends with, you never see.
Yeah, I see you guys.
Like we're not your friends.
Yeah, I'm not your best man. Your best man, you like see him once a year.
No, I know. I see him a couple times a month. A couple times, like every other month, something like that. Because he lives far.
That's an acquaintance. That's not.
No,
a
he's
friend.
not. I talk to him all the time.
That's an acquaintance.
No, I talk to him all the time.
I talk.
Plus,
I talk
lives,
to how many people I talk to every single day, and they're not really my friends. They're just
plus,
acquaintances.
He lives far as fuck. That's why I don't see him as often. He lives all the way in fucking Plainfield.
So the point is that he's now an acquaintance.
He's not an acquaintance.
He's an acquaintance.
He's not an acquaintance.
Yes, he is.
Because I still know everything that goes on in his life.
Because you're a creepy motherfucker.
No, he doesn't even have.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't tell you.
Yeah, he does.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Do you just look it up?
Where he doesn't have a Facebook.
Oh.
Well, he does, but he doesn't use it. He doesn't even have. I don't think he even has a profile picture.
All right. Well, this best friend of yours, I need to know what's going on with this bachelor party thing.
That's what we're on Messenger for. You just ask.
All we do
I'm still waiting for 2 more people to join because I'm like short. I may be not short, but I may be.
So you started this WhatsApp conversation for the
nobody-
bachelor party, and all it is just a bunch of memes, which are hilarious, and people just trolling you.
Meme game.
No solid planning has been. Not even no groundwork has been set.
So I'm still, like I said, I'm waiting on 2 people that confirm if they're gonna go to the wedding that are groomsmen.
Okay, what does that matter about the bachelor party?
Well, the bachelor party isn't on me; it's on him.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't you?
Well, why don't you ask him on the hey? What's
Because I'm not the one getting married.
Yeah, so
You're the one.
Would you ask him right now?
Yeah, ask him right now. Be like, hey, so what's gonna happen?
Oh, I don't know where the group. Oh, there it is.
I mean, I like to know so I can plan accordingly.
It's probably not gonna be fun, anyways.
Yeah,
Junker's gonna want
is
to do some
Junker.
lame ass shit.
There, you happy?
Junker's probably like, oh, I want to go watch like UFC and then go to sleep at 10.
Ooh, that sounds like a great time.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Wow, you already planned it out. See,
Yeah.
what the fuck more do you need?
Just cancel. Just delete that group. We
Exactly.
don't need it anymore.
Which fight?
I
The
don't
next
know.
one?
Whatever's on FS1, the free one.
No,
Whatever's.
we got to do pay-per-view. Come on, you gotta go big.
You gotta go all out.
Yeah, you gotta go. All out.
Well, as long as the best man's paying for it. So yeah, sure.
So we'll go watch the fight. As soon as it's over, we'll just head home.
Yeah, everybody just go their own
Call
way.
it a night.
Okay, how about this? I have a better idea. We'll add something to the earlier part of the day. How about we go play golf at Top Golf?
Oh God,
And then
golf.
we what? And then,
Jesus, is it a fucking retirement party?
okay, fine. We'll go to a baseball game.
Oh
And then-
my God.
And then we'll watch the UFC fight. And then we'll go each our separate ways.
All right, if we're gonna have to watch UFC, can we at least do something fun?
Yeah.
Like
watch a baseball game.
I said something fun.
That's plenty of
Something's
fun.
gonna put me to sleep. You know what? I'd rather fucking play golf. I would rather play golf or watch college
Because
sports.
you're actually doing something.
Yeah, than watch baseball.
Fine, what if we hoop beforehand?
Oh, now you're
Ooh,
talking my
now we're cooking with gas.
And then get a Gatorade container, like one of those big ones that teams use, and then fill it with beer.
we should have a basketball game, like a 5-on-5, and we'll do like
Strip basketball?
No. We'll do like they do like for those Make-A-Wish kids when they let them like run on the court or on the field.
Oh, and Junkyard.
Junkyard will be like, we'll pass him the ball and we'll all pretend to guard him and we'll like let him go all the way and then score a basket and we'll all clap for him and stuff.
Whenever those high school teams,
high fives all around.
They have one team member who has the downs, and they let him score. And everybody stands around. Nobody's playing defense, and they just let him score, and everybody's like, yeah, pity basket.
We're gonna do that for you, Junkyard.
I wouldn't do that though. If some kid
you're gonna block the shit out of him.
Fuck yeah!
Please come on, Mama can't even block the kid with downs, even if he was trying. Let's be real.
When Junkyard gets a hold of a basketball, he acts like he has downs. He does.
Mama acts like he has downs all the time, even when he doesn't play basketball.
All right, well,
we'll figure it out.
I'm trying to get out of here. You guys have been berating me all night.
All right, guys, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/NKOTP1. Follow us on Twitter @NewKidsOnThePod. See us on Instagram, because we're Instagram models, also @NewKidsOnThePod. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and what was the other one I called? Tune in.
Deezer.
Email us, like Pancho does every week, newkidsonthepod@gmail.com. Or you can leave us a voicemail, 774-40-NKOTP.
It would be nice to get an email from somebody else besides Pancho.
We got one from that NKOTP sucks 2 weeks ago. You know who I miss? I miss Mr. Very Nice. Why the fuck doesn't he call us anymore?
He dead.
Hope he's not dead. He probably doesn't listen to this because we've told him to call many a time and he still hasn't called.
He hasn't because you kept asking him to. Because you're thirsty, Junkyard.
That's how you, yeah.
See, the thing is, like, you should have not said anything.
You shouldn't have invited him into a comedy show like half a year in advance.
Yeah.
Why not? But I like Mr. Very Nice.
I know you do, but you can't go around showing how much you like him.
Why not?
Because then it's weird. And he's like, oh, why is this guy... What? Now he thinks, like, why is Junkyard obsessed with me? Because you develop obsessions with people.
No, I don't.
You need to stop. If you like someone, you need to pretend like you don't like them.
Oh, okay.
That's how it works.
I see.
That way, if you'd have done that, you wouldn't have driven Mr. Very Nice away.
But Mr. Very Nice is so funny.
Or all the
he is funny.
And creative.
Or all the other girls you try to date.
You guys are dicks and your podcast sucks.
Oh, that's great.
I don't have as much success as you do with males.
What?
Mom book.
All right, end this shit. That didn't even make sense.
Did you fart? Somebody fart?
No, I made a noise with my mouth.
Yeah,
that did not come out of your mouth.
Oh, you want to hear something funny today?
No, we're done.
Go ahead.
The podcast is ending.
Today I was at work. And I had to fart. And it was early in the morning, so I figured nobody was around. So I let one go. And then I turned around to walk away from it because it smelled bad. And I look, and there was some guy like 5 feet behind me.
Was he gagging on it?
It didn't gag, but like when I turned around and walked away, he got up and moved. So I'm guessing it hit him. Oh man, that shit was so funny.
Punched him in the face.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will check you out next week, probably. Hopefully, if the Tony decides to like record ever.
We'll see how this episode does. I mean, I let you guys do most of the legwork. Hopefully, the numbers will reflect positively. So we'll see.
I'm glad you guys gave us the opportunity to let us shine on our own.
Yeah. Someone has to.
Mamba?
In a world full of movies, go see La La Land and not Power Rangers.
It was okay.
Go watch both. You haven't even finished watching it. How about you finish watching it first?
5 out of 10.
You haven't finished
Average.
Fuck out of here.
Average.
All right, guys. We will hopefully check you out next week. Kissies on your dickies.